What?
It's how we fuck Google. See how Google tried to fuck with us before we're what, 2 minutes before launch? Because it's a hard launch. We got to launch. I say noon. I send it out. I tweet that. I do all that stuff, and then Google, like a bipolar girlfriend, decides that link's not going to work. We can't have chat. It reminds me of something else that was bipolar related to you. It says you.
Well,
I'm with Harry and Clarey. And then,
well, you had a different name back then.
yeah, but we got the workaround, and I went to the command center, found a different link, sent it to you, and it works. It's good to have these workarounds.
Nice.
Oh God. I got a question for you. Let me ask you a philosophical question, or maybe not philosophical, but one there is no clear answer to.
All right, can't wait.
Let's say you have a guy who eats relatively healthy. Okay, he's not a health freak, but he ain't pounding down Big Macs every day. All right, he gets a salad in, he gets his vegetables in, but he might have a Big Mac. Then the woman comes in, and she watched on Oprah or the vegetable podcast or whatever these unlimited number of shows that are on the internet now for these gals about health, none of which ever follow it. Oprah would always have some health expert on, like Dr. Oz. Even Dr. Oz, and you look and the women are all obese. They just read about it and they talk about it, but they never actually, fucking go for the walk or actually eat the fucking vegetables. So they got this new information they found on the interwebs, or some broad said something on some site. And then they go to the husband or the boyfriend who is a relatively healthy eater, and they nag him about the McDonald's. Now, here's my question. Let's say after some nagging, he gives up the Big Mac. Is he any healthier off, or does the nagging lessen a man's life expectancy and cause as much damage as giving up the Big Mac would increase in health? See what I'm saying?
Yes, and the answer is option B. I don't even have to think about it. Nagging is worse than pretty much anything related to being healthy, I think.
Okay, you seem very adamant about that. Did you read an article or something on it?
No, this is my experience, like personal experience, and the experience I see with some of my friends. Like nagging will make you fat. Nagging will it'll stress you out. It does all kinds of things to your body.
Right, because that's what I was wondering. I'm thinking, like, even if you're nagging for something healthy, even if you're like, oh, you should eat, you should. Yeah, he should. So again, so you could be this happy, dopey bachelor, right? Pigging out on Big Macs, eating, hot dogs and this, and you're just fine. You're just going along. But then you bring a woman in there and she nags you to change your diet. I don't even know if that helps.
No,
it might even hurt.
Yeah, if it's like, it's one thing if it's just a few suggestions, like, hey, let's go to this vegan restaurant or something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're getting constant nagging, like that can kill a man.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, well, because it takes away his reason to live.
Plus the stress involved. I mean, the cortisol and all that other stuff that builds up in your body from that type of thing.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, and this is not a personal story. I mean, I can understand one thing where a girl comes in like, I want to change our health diet. I want to make a life change. Like we as a group should eat better. And you all know, but you're about to take a bite. And, I saw this article. They're just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Jeez, I read an article too that bitches that are fat and don't go for a walk shouldn't fucking lecture guys about fucking what they eat. It's just...
What made you think of all this today?
Oh no, the GF came in. I do this thing called They Say. Didn't we talk about They Say? They Say. You don't know about They Say?
I probably have.
Okay, this isn't related. This isn't relegated, rather, I should say. This is every woman in the world, not just my girlfriend. But women will go out there, and again, they'll hear something, and a lot of it comes from their moms, and they'll, I read it, because older women with no kids, like, God Almighty, Lord knows where their mind goes or where they go on the internet. So they read some article, and the article isn't cited, and they'll say, they say if you consume fig leaves grounded up, that it will help your kidneys, And I always kind of catch her. I say, "Oh yeah, where's the AMA study on that one?" He said, well, it came from this website, which is this doctor. And it's like, how could you remember all of these? So what I said to kind of immediately stop. It's not even an argument. You just like put the hand up there, talk to the hand. I say, "Did you get that from they say? Who said that? Did they say that? Well, if they say, my God, it's got to be true."
You realize this happens to me in a professional sense a lot, right?
Like
Like
what they say.
yeah, like people will see some stupid article on Yahoo Finance or something, and they'll come into my office and be like, "Well, they say I can do this, which is cheating, and that, which is evasion. You know, I can claim my dog." I'm just, they say you can claim your dog. Yeah, I know what you mean about that.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering. I would like to see some studies on nagging. I mean, we know it's not good. There's no doubt about that. But I was kind of curious, just if a gal was going to nag you about your health, and you follow the advice, you're probably worse off.
It's worse, man. I mean, personal experience. For me, this is a no-brainer.
Was this a girl, your mom nagging you? I could see your mom not necessarily nagging you, more mothering you, but did you date a particular nag or something?
I'll just say you've met most of the people that I'm talking about in person before.
That was God. I didn't even necessarily think nag as much as Achtung Zig Heil, Nazi Uberleutnant type of command rather than nag.
Cohabitation can be a very you forgot I did that?
I forgot about that. Well, see, I shan't. Apparently, I forget very bad things because somebody who's very near and dear to our hearts, I won't mention who, I found out she had a tattoo. And I'm like, dude, what the bumper sticker on Ferrari? You're a nice girl. What the fuck? And he bleep, bleep. God damn, why don't you paint a mustache on the Mona Lisa? Because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
And she says, Aaron, we've gone over this argument 5 times. I'm like, we have? She's like, yes, I've had this tat. And I'm like, God, I do not recall, and I don't recall. Maybe I just purge all the bad shit out of my memory.
I'm pretty sure I know who this is.
You might, yeah. But I was just kind of like, and then I got to go through the pain again. Like, I got to get my agitation up and my heart rate up. And then it's like, yes, Aaron, we've done this, which is unfair to that person, I guess. But
can I do a quick super chat
already?
Yeah.
No. Are we backlogged already? How many?
No, there's just one so far.
Let's just hold off here. Let's just hold off.
All right.
I got to do something real quick. Let's get some sponsors out of the way. It is the Clarey Podcast. RDKlegal.com. Contact Russell if you either are about to get divorced, you're currently in divorce, you need a divorce lawyer, or before you get married, prevent that by going to rdklegal.com. If you're in Florida and Illinois. I kind of view him as like your lawyer cousin. You're both in Chicago. You're both bachelors. You kind of.
I should meet that. I should meet him sometime.
Yeah, you guys. I think. Well, that's why he contacted me. He says, "I want you to do to me what you did to Chad Elkins." I'm like, "Get him drunk over on Broadway Avenue." And he's like, "No."
Rumplemans.
Rumpleman. Hey, here you go, Chad. It's good for you. Financial Longevity, your guide to securing your family's financial future, written by Dan Owens. You can find that on Amazon.com. That is written by a millennial, and he is the only millennial to get out of debt within a year of graduating from college. TheMen'sAdvocate.net. Check that out for some reading and resources for all men who need an advocate. VivaLaManasir.com. That is the Drudge Report of the Red Pill community. Sanity is the future of wealth. If you go to Patreon.com/Aaron Clarey, I don't know. I think the minimum donation is $1. For $1 a month, you get access to frankly nothing. It's just a way for you to send me money if you wanted to support me in whatever way. But it will get you access to the article Sanity is the Future of Wealth, more of a essay. And that was my best article I wrote, according to many people, and in my opinion, is the best article I've written for the blog, which is no longer on the blog because nobody read it. So now you fuckers get to pay. Did you read that article I wrote yesterday? Finally published it?
I haven't had a chance. I saw it was a 45-minute read. So I'm like, I better set aside some time for this.
Yeah, I totally titled it wrong. I titled it Seeking Arrangement Will Burst the College Bubble, which it will. But what I really should have titled it is Webcamming is now more profitable than college.
I'll be your witness on that one,
Oh
from
yeah.
what I see.
Yeah. No, you've seen it. I think there is money to be made. Well, not just for the women, but that webcamming world, that digital on world line where, and this is basically what the article is about, is where women can exchange their money or their beauty for money, but not have to deal with an actual guy because it's all on the internet. That is the future. I think that is really the future. And there is future because these gals, when they're young, anybody who's young, they're pretty stupid. They don't have business or financial acumen. I think you actually got a market there where you could become like the CPA to the webcam industry.
Huh.
No, you could. That could be your expertise. And then you're like, look, you do like, think about this. You get all the webcam girls over in the Chicago area. You do a seminar, okay? Webcam financial management 101 or taxes for, I'm being deadly serious. You think I'm joking. Like basic taxes for webcam girls. And you open it up to the public. You don't charge anything. You merely use this as a platform to sell your services. And you could write it you don't even have to research it. You just come up with a 10-point power presentation slide. It's 30 minutes. Okay, ladies, here's the basics 101. If you're not comfortable doing this, contact me, elkinscpa.com, and then boom. And if you train them, like you said, they're the ones that are showing the most promise. Like they're showing some responsibility and taking agency and making their quarterly estimated tax payment. That might be a great client. And dude, they do their internet stuff online. And you can work remotely. You don't even have to see them.
Oh, that would make my parents so proud when I get into that niche.
Your parents are so proud of you. What are they going to be unproud of you? What, did your dad all have like perfect squeaky clean clients?
He certainly didn't. Oh, wait. Yeah, there was a stripper in there. Okay, maybe you're right.
Okay, well, it's money's money, man. It's going to happen. Anyway, so that article is behind the Patreon, not the one I just mentioned. Sanity is the Future of Wealth is behind the Patreon paywall. If this one doesn't get more traction, I may just put it behind the paywall as well. So everybody go read it if you haven't read it now. It's a long piece, but it's a good piece.
How long did it take you to write?
Oh God, it took me since Thursday. Last Thursday. Yeah, it took me a week. It took me a week to write. I mean, this is not 8 hours a day. I had other stuff to do, but and it made me realize, I might as well mention it now, starting Sabado. I will be taking a 3-week hiatus from writing at captaincapitalism.blogspot.com because I have too much shit backing up right now that just has to get done. And I have not been in the greatest of mental moods as of recently. I know it's all happy, fun time on the internet. Let's talk about webcam whores. But I need to just get some shit done, and I can't do it. And that article was just like this thorn in my side where I was putting in about 2 to 3 hours a day. So it was and then you get like maybe 2,000 people read it. It's like, yeah, you know what? That's time better spent raking the yard or doing asshole consulting or something. So there's going to be a 3-week hiatus. And I'll have some guest writers, of which Chad will be one of them. He's kindly offered to submit a couple articles. So it's not that nothing will be posted, but people like Adam Piggott, Dr. Perodin. I got to get TJ Martinell. He knows how to write, right?
He's in the chat.
Oh, is he in the chat? Hey, TJ, you want to write? He can
We'll
write,
see what he says. Yeah.
Yeah. He could write articles like what's happening to my body. Other stories like, will she go out with me? What articles could TJ write? My first 148 Crayola crayon set. He could write a lot of things for the younger kids, for the young, for his demographic.
Well, he's asking in the chat what kind of writing, and I would say
anything. Yeah, whatever you want. So yeah, and as always, I've offered John Steele. You go ahead, promote your own product, link to it and all that. All I ask is that you actually produce some kind of material and put it up on my blog. That's it.
Did you see what I sent you last night? Or
I saw I got it, but I didn't have time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I wish I could say it was all because I'm moving, because I've been catching guff and flack from TJ and Doc they're like, oh, minimalist, but there's all these boxes. And it's like, that's not my shit. That's not, I got news for you. I like 4 of those were my buy. The rest of it is the GFs. I just got all this crap to do. So, yeah, anyway, yeah, whatever you want to write, as long as it's quality. And no jokes there, Mr. Steele. Like the title of his article would be why 6 million is my favorite number. You know, we're going to eschew those kind of articles.
No echoes.
God, it took me the longest time to figure out what they were. Clarey. The Pence Principle, written by Randall Bentwick. Basically, how to not get accused falsely of rape. Basically, attend college online. I think that was one of his best recommendations. It's like, hey, if you're going to school online, they can't accuse you of sexual harassment. An Autistic Guy's Guide to Security. You can find that on Amazon.com. OrionsColdFire.com. Check out that site for articles and some nice photo galleries. The-Quintessentialist.blogspot.com. A movie review site. John Wick 3 is coming out next week.
Cool.
You a fan of the Wick series or no?
I only saw the first one.
Oh,
you were saying I have to see the second one. I know.
The first one was kind of mad. The second one is easily within the top 10 of my favorite movies.
A sequel better than the original.
Very rare. Very rare. Yeah, it was. Well, the first one had. The first one, he goes through and kills all these big ripped, Spetsnaz, Russian mafia type of guys. And then the final guy is this like 63-year-old old man. And you think like, oh, John Wick's just going to look at him and this guy's going to die. Oh no, this old fat fart, fucks up John Wick. I'm like, no. So that was my main complaint. But then the second one is just badass. It was really cool. I really liked it. Academiccomposition.com. If you need, it's final seasons is upon us here, guys. So if you're in college and you got to write some final papers for some Marxist leftist bullshit class that has nothing to do with your degree, and you want to have a little bit of time, why don't you do what smart corporations do? And that is outsource your worthless, mundane tasks to specialists. And Alex and his crack team of writing staff are specialists in the field of writing college papers. Go to academiccomposition.com and contact Alex. Let him know Cappy sent you. And then Alex is always like, especially now, I guarantee he's looking for writers because of the buildup for final season. It's not the Final Four, the finals in hockey. This is slightly more intelligent than that. This is the finals of college. He is always looking for writers, and he's always looking for marketers. So you can make a little bit of money on the side, working from the convenience of your home. You don't have to do that as well. And then Pafko for House. Let me get this out of the way. He is a distant cousin of mine. And he is running for office here. And for anyone in Minnesota, I know this sounds boring and dull. It's not. Let me get to my... Here we go. Basically, if you're a Minnesota citizen, you could donate money to this guy and the state will reimburse you. So if you want your money, if you want the taxpayers' money to go to Republican for once for a change, what you need to do, I'm going to give you the information here. You write a check to Pafko for House, up to $50. Okay, up to $50. Pafko is spelled Pafko for House. And then you mail it to Pafko for House, 6801 Elliott Avenue South. The town is Richfield, Minnesota, 55423. If you're extraordinarily charitable, you don't have to be a Minnesota citizen to donate and do that exact same thing, but you do not get refunded by the Minnesota state. So you just be giving a pure donation. I don't even think you write off your federal taxes. But for those of you within the Minnesota listening audience, if you want to help out a buddy and a distant cousin of mine, you can do that too. God, what was that website or the live stream Atham was showing us where that guy was getting like $100 super chats?
Oh, I'll look at that real fast. It was I'm just looking in the chat.
Young Ripa and some number.
Yeah, Young Ripa 59.
Young Ripa 59. Okay, I could not believe.
I didn't get a chance to look at that.
I got to download his podcast now because what in God's name is he doing? Is that normal for him? Is he making millions of dollars on the internet just talking about comic books and being an anarchist?
Huh. I wouldn't have thought the two go hand in hand, but sure.
Well, yeah, that's what Atham was saying. Atham was saying he's a black ANCAP, anarcho-capitalist who talks about comic books. And I guess that's the magic formula.
Huh?
So, we can hit the rest of those sponsors later. All right. Now let's go hit the super chats. What we got?
We actually do have a bit of a backlog now.
Good.
All right. The very first one is from WF Jacoby for $2. Says, go on Jack Spurko's show for Reconnaissance Man. Do you know who that is?
No, hang on. Let me write this down. Jack Spurko.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
I never heard of him. This one guy said, go on Tommy Sotomayor. And so I reached out to Tommy Sotomayor, whose website has got like that, hey, you're about to enter an unsecure site. So I was like, ooh, so I contacted him through Twitter. So to my listener who said, hey, contact Tommy, I did. What's this guy that I should look up?
The one from last night?
No, the one, the super chat just.
Jack Spurko's show.
Jack, how do you spell Spurko?
Spirko.
Is this the Navy SEAL?
Hang
on. I think this is that Navy SEAL.
I'll see if anyone in the chat says anything.
I can just Google it here. It's a unique name. Jack Spurkle. Observapedia. Survival podcast, renowned teacher, for military, served United States Army. Oh, no, okay, he's just a mechanic, expert rifleman. Okay. Yeah, as is always, if you want me to get on his show, email him or text him and say, hey, you should have Aaron Clarey on your show. It's kind of rude to just barge in like, hey, have me on your show. All right, what else?
All right, for $10.
All right, hey.
Brighton Larson says, girl I know is excited about getting her second associates tomorrow, yet is $30,000 in debt and unemployed. Meanwhile, I work as a machinist, make guns, no college, no debt, and laugh my ass off. It's kind of like that meme we were talking about.
But 2 associates?
Yeah, I didn't know that was really possible.
That's like staying in high school until you're 23. What do you mean 2 is at 30,000? What does he know what the associates are in?
I'll see if he says in the chat.
Yeah, see in the chat. I'd be real curious to see with 2 fucking associates. What in fuck's name?
Isn't an associate something that it's like a stepping stone to getting an actual bachelor's? Isn't that what that is? Or?
Yeah, it's like a 2-year degree. I'm not against them because a lot of the IT certification, they're not certifications, but your IT, computer networking, works very well. Like, here's some basics. All right, you know enough to be dangerous. Go out in the world and get a little bit of experience. You go to a community college for 2 years. You get your associates in information systems. You get your feet wet. I think it's a great stepping stone. Yeah, you keep your debt down. Apparently not in the case of this gal. And then you come out back and you finish off your bachelor's. But you usually just get 1.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Do community colleges give associate's degrees? That's what I think. Okay.
Where were you flying in the cloud? Was community college too beneath you? You were unaware of this world?
I never had the opportunity to go to community college.
No, that privilege you got with your dad doing the accounts for all those strippers. That's where you got. You don't even know about community. Yeah, community college. It's junior college. There's I don't know how it works in Illinois, but I assume it works the same all over the United States. Every state's got their state college system. You have your main campuses. However, California's got a bunch of them because they got a bunch of towns. But you got a couple main campuses that are 4-year institutions that'll offer bachelor's and up. But then there's usually some satellite campuses that are, and here you'd be Anoka County Tech, or Hennepin Community College, or Normandale. And they're accredited, they're reputable. You take your courses there, you get credit because it's part of the system. And then it's one of the smartest things you can do. If you insist on going to a physical college, the best thing you could probably do is go to a community college, get all your prereqs out of the way. Usually you don't have to even pay for parking because if you find a community college, tuition's cheaper. There's barely the fees. You don't have to commute as far. You don't have as many protests, especially night school. You got older people that are more serious about their education. You don't have the party. I mean, I would say community college actually is for the more serious student because you're there for education. You're not there for the college experience. Yeah, and then you get your 2-year degree, you get your prereqs in, and then you go apply for a 4-year program at one of the, quote, 4-year real institutions. And then you get to worry about, purple, black-haired students shooting you up in class. That's what you get to worry about then.
Well, if it's not the Carlson School of Management, I'm simply not interested.
You are very wise in that, Chad, because there are really no other schools than the Carlson School of Management. That's
a quick follow-up with this one. He says that one associate's degree was in general studies and the other in management studies.
Oh,
so it's like
Jesus.
anything that ends in studies is probably a bad degree, right?
Why? Okay. With her general studies. General studies. What the fuck?
Yeah, what is that?
The fuck? I had what do they call it? What's the lowest, not the lowest form morally, but like you're barely a teacher? Not people who play sports. What are those teachers? Gym teacher. Gym teacher. You're barely a teacher. Okay.
Right.
One of our gym teachers back in high school, she had her bachelor's in general studies. So I guess you just take enough courses in a potpourri of crap that you meet the 180 credit requirement or whatever it is to get a bachelor's, and they give you your bachelor's. Here's your degree in studies. What did you major in? Stuff. What'd you study? Things. And that's apparently back then was enough to get a job. So what I don't get, this gal studies things and stuff. She gets a 2-year degree, so she gets her prereqs out of the way. And instead of applying to a 4-year institution to at least get a bachelor's degree in business, she then goes back to the community college to get a 2-year associate in business.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. That's
See, this is why. Okay, who benefited and who is totally screwed and fucked over in that situation between the college and that poor girl?
Well, of course, the college.
The college benefited and the girl is fucked. And everyone thinks, oh, Clarey, especially this article. I am very against women going to college unless you go to STEM or something like that. Everyone thinks I'm against women going to college. I'm against men and women going to college if you're going to major in stupid shit. Because this girl is obviously not smart enough to be going to college. She could get an MBA from the Carlson School of Management. The Carlson School of
I don't like MBAs.
Well, but I'm just saying she could get it. She could get a doctorate, Chad. What I'm saying is it's not going to help her because she's too stupid. We could pile as many letters on at the end of her name, at the prefix or the suffix of her name. It's not going to help because she's a moron. She's too. She is. So yeah, but they'll take them because they got money. And I kind of feel bad for her, but I don't, because I guarantee you she's all proud. Have the guy in the chat tell us if she's all proud because she graduated. Does she brag about it? Does she tell how great it is that she's got 2 associates now?
Well, actually, he said she has that debt from driving a Lexus that she can't afford and an EMT school she went to and finished and then finally decided she didn't want to be an EMT. Yeah.
I got a buddy whose daughter went to not even prestigious, just this overpriced piece of shit religious school. Like, it's not ranked. It's just this piece of shit. It's basically where your kid's too stupid to make it into an actual prestigious religious school, like say Hillsdale or something like that. But they don't want their kids going to a secular school, so they dump them off at these overpriced religious, of which there's more than just this one. There's plenty of them out there. And she majored in some bullshit studies thing. $50,000 a year, Chad. $50,000 a year. Parents paid for it. She didn't graduate. Like, she got up to her senior semester, said, I don't want to do this. So you know what she ended? You know what she wanted? She ended up doing?
Being a barista?
Nope. Flight attendant.
Oh,
which at the age of 18, when you graduate from high school, you could just walk into the airlines and apply for their training program.
Yeah, that's right. I always, I never thought about what the qualifications were to actually get that type of job before.
You walk in, I'm sure drug test, decorum, a fair amount of interviews. I got a buddy who's in the airlines. He's a pilot, so he doesn't work specifically in but I don't know. I guess you have to have I'd imagine there's a fair amount of personality profiling and test, because those gals have got to deal with, and the guys, they got to deal with a lot of bullshit. You think about they're cooped up there in the flying aluminum can.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not just, oh, you're a pretty set of legs, okay, yeah, you're in. There's more to it than that. But you don't need a bachelor's degree to be a flight attendant.
No, you don't.
But that gal racked up on her parents' dime enough to buy a goddamn house. She would have had maybe 50 grand more if she just worked the 4 years instead of going to that fucking college.
Man, would she be the type of flight attendant you would want to have on your flight?
No,
if you know what I mean?
I've met her. No. This is not someone you would want to have on. No. I mean, she would suffice, no doubt she would execute her duties. But this would be the type I would not want to watch her do her duties.
I read you loud and clear.
Unlike Iceland Air, which still hires based on looks. I think
nice.
Yeah, there's like Singapore Air, the Asian Airlines, and Iceland Air still hire based on looks. So when one of those planes are in Minneapolis International, and also you see a bunch of hot flight attendants, chances are it's Iceland Air.
Well, we know they're not going to Spirit, which is your favorite airline.
Hey, I still like Spirit, man. And occasionally there's some good looking. Yeah, that Spirit's got some good looking gals, man. There's nothing wrong with the Spirit. Now you can't bat 1,000, but I've walked in and there's the nurse, the flight attendant. She's like, "Hello, sir." I'm like, Hi, hello, how are you? Yeah. Oh, I should probably go sit down, shouldn't I? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Don't be knocking Spirit. They're still my favorite airline. I like Spirit Airlines.
Oh yeah.
Delta. I'll tell you this though, because Delta has a hub here, and you cannot help but see the Delta. They do have the sexiest flight attendant outfits. They're not terribly sexy. They wouldn't be how I dress my flight. If we had Clarey Air, that'd be a whole different service. But out of the school mom outfit world of flight attendant outfits, the Delta ones have it, and the Delta gals are just a touch prettier. If there's a pilot out there or someone who works in the airline industry, tell me if my eyes deceive me. But Delta just seems to be they got a point or two above the average flight attendant. So, but I'm still going to stand by my Spirit Airlines.
Well, I'll keep that in mind when I'm on orbits looking for the best fare deals.
Any others? Is that it? That's all.
We got a couple more. I really like this question. This is a bit more on my territory. D. Hunsacker 2012 says, I want to start an LLC in California, and I've been told by my tax preparer to stay away from LegalZoom. Your thoughts, Toodles? Your tax preparer is absolutely, positively correct on this. Do not go to LegalZoom. They rip you the hell off. They charge like between $800 and $1,000 just for doing something that would take you 5 to 10 minutes to do by yourself.
Wait. An LLC? Just to set up an LLC will charge you $800?
Yeah, isn't that insane? I had a couple of my clients do that, and I was genuinely pissed off at them. I'm like, why didn't you ask me about this first?
This is why they should go to you or an Ansel Consulting. I mean, it's worth dropping the money here, guys, because it's going to save you thousands down at the end. In LLC, it's what, $120 registration fee. You go online, you fill out the form. Usually, I don't know how it is in other states. Minnesota, it's like boom, bada bing, bada boom.
You do it online here too.
Yeah, and then you get your ID.
Your EIN,
yeah. Well, you got to go to the IRS site. Then you plug in that, and then you get an employer identification number online immediately. And in literally 5 minutes, you have an LLC, you have an EIN number, which allows you then to go to the bank and set up an account under that corporation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But LegalZoom will charge you. You have in Illinois, you have to pay $250 as an LLC fee. You just can't get out of it. But I mean, what's the rest of the money for that you're paying them? It's like you said, you can do something in 5 minutes. So not
see,
use them.
now see, you shucks there and I. Would that not be part of your seminar for the webcam Taxes 101 with Chad Elkins seminar?
That would be a potential thing to talk about. I will say none of my camera girls have actually started an LLC, despite me encouraging them to.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
it's something that should be considered.
I'm not kidding. In your downtime, it's nothing that you'd have to research. The basics of tax deductions, the basics of saving your receipts and accounting methods, the basics of quarterly estimated tax payments. You could even throw in there how to set up an IRA, LLC. I mean, it's 5 things right there. You could charge them $1,000 and it would still be a steal because you would be saving them so much more money on the back end. Because what do you mean I can write off my my lingerie? What do you mean I can write off my gas and fuel? It's like
toys, lots of toys,
lots of well, yeah, whatever the preponderant, yeah, even webcam girl industry or not, everybody I see who runs a business, who and maybe they had the couth to go set up an LLC. They do not understand how tax deductions work, and they think like, "Oh, I get to write off my computer." I'm like, "Well, what about your phone? And what about that bill? And what about this bill? And what about that thing? What about that trip?" Well, I didn't save my receipts. It's like, no, you have got to get into the mentality of what is a tax. You have to understand accounting, and I have not met one client that takes more deductions than they should. They are always missing a ton, thousands of dollars worth of tax deductions they could take if they actually understood what an income statement was.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I see that more often than not too.
Yeah.
And then they finally come to me and I say, well, last year when you were doing it on your own, you missed this, this, and this, and we can't take them because they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Or here, give me your, I've done this first. I said, give me a print off of your credit card statement. And I just go highlight this. You went to Best Buy. Okay. Was that for your computer or did you use that for your game? Oh, that was for work. Okay. This. Oh, I could have written that 500. Yeah, you could have.
Well, hold on. One thing I won't let people do is come into my office with, big stacks of bank statements, credit cards. Like I'll help them figure it out, but they got to highlight them and total it up themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying there's a market there for you if you want to go. And
there probably is. Yeah.
And not to keep hounding on it, but the fact you said they were trainable means that they could actually be pretty easy clients.
Well, I gotta, not everybody is trainable, so to speak. Like some people, no matter what I do for years now, they just can't get their shit together.
Right.
So,
well, you kick them out. I'm just saying it's a growing industry. You could become, this would advertise your business or advertise your name. It's high income. And you could probably set it up. You could even set up a wealth management group where you take a 5% cut, a managerial fee. Because look, you could do all this yourself, or for 5% a year of a managerial fee, and then you just throw it into an S&P 500 fund or something. Set them on automatic deposit. I mean, there's because they have one skill.
I am not allowed to do that.
You're not licensed
to do that. Yeah, you have to have you have to be a certified financial planner to start giving advice about stocks and things like that.
Okay.
But I partner with some. So we could, make it all encompassing.
All I'm saying, it's kind of like you could say the same thing about professional football players, maybe IT geeks in the world of Silicon Valley. They know football. Bo knows. Remember Bo knows?
Yeah.
Okay. These millennials don't know who Bo Jackson is.
That's right. Why would they?
Yeah. It's like, he knows basketball. He knows Python programming. She knows webcamming. That's all they know. And they have no financial acumen whatsoever. So there's a market there. There's a market there. Trust me.
There's absolutely a market.
Yep.
So this next one is probably for me too. It's from Socrates A for $5. Says, I just got my CPA license, have a couple clients, and have no debt and a paid off house. Is it premature to drop my corporate gig? And in parentheses, 1 hour commute. I'm going to assume he's going into tax. Because you can't just go out on your own and start doing audits, So I'm going to assume he's doing what I'm doing or trying to do. I think you want to make sure that you kind of beef up your experience before you just jump into the real world and start your own business, because you need to advertise to people why they should come to you. You know, like I used to work for the IRS, I worked for DOJ tax, and all that experience helped me. It may be premature to do that if you don't have the experience to back it up. And I'll see how, I want to know how old he is, and we'll see if he mentions it in the chat.
Yeah, there's a couple, he's got a handful of clients that doesn't sound like a portfolio
Yeah,
you can live
you
on.
do it on the side. You do that, like I had to do it on the side when I had a full-time job. So you got to build that up along with the experience.
I'd also imagine during that time that was the world of suck, where you had to keep your full-time job, but then you had to build up a client base to the point it almost was full-time. So by the time right before you got out of corporate, you were working essentially 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah. And remember, I would also help out my dad because he had a bunch of clients and he didn't want to do it
All
anymore.
those strippers.
So.
Yeah, your dad.
Yeah.
Wasn't he known as the stripper CPA of Texas? Wasn't that what Mr. Elkins was known as?
It's funny how the person who ended up working on that ended up being his son.
Maybe he was giving you a hint. Maybe he was like, hey,
yes, I remember. And what's so funny is that their old house back in Texas, it was only a couple blocks from where this titty bar was. So I would just go there and, you know, have a drink. I'd have a laptop and just do
write it off.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No, it's 100% legit. But I just I don't see you in a strip club. Honestly, you're too squeaky clean. I can't see.
Well, I will say this: like in Texas, at least that city, you're allowed to smoke in those establishments. So I didn't stay long because it just I hate going into places where you smell like an ashtray. So you're right. I am a little bit too straight laced for that.
No, it's cool. All right, what else we got?
Okay, so the one after that is Esteban Mesa for $2.
We haven't. That doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, Esteban.
What magazine should I read to study it and develop SK? I don't know what that.
Study it? IT?
Okay, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, he wants to know what magazine he should read to study IT and develop skills or software, whatever SK.
Was SK or ST? Hang on, let's
It's SK.
That might be shit.
Skill.
Language.
Skill.
Oh, you meant skills?
Yeah, develop skills. Study IT and develop skills.
I'm going to give him the advice. I have the answer to this. This isn't me guessing, not being an IT guy. I have an IT guy. If I ever had a question about a computer, and this was going back 15 years ago, his name was Aaron. I said, hey, Aaron, what's the da-da-da-da-da? He's like, Google it. Da-da-da-da-da. Google it. So like when your parents, like back before the internet, you say, Mom, what's a this? And because your parents loved you so much, you say, look it up in the encyclopedia. Look at it in the dictionary. Because they don't want to have time to spend with their children. That if your parents did that, they deserve cheap nursing homes. That's the same thing because we're not your parents. And so what he was telling me essentially is that you can look things up in a publication, but it is so inefficient. And any publication, IT, Popular Mechanics, any magazine is going to have articles that are more sensationalistic rather than practical. And there's going to be a shit ton of advertising. You just Google it. So you would Google CCNA, you would Google subnetting, you would Google routers versus servers, whatever it is your particular specialty or interests are in a computer world. That's what you do. Like when I go, you're basically asking the question, you know, I'm into motorcycling. Which magazine should I read or subscribe to learn about repairing my motorcycle? It's like, fuck that. I'm just going to Google search how to replace drive shaft on a 2003 Honda Sabre. And there'll probably be a video up there of somebody with a similar model. And I'm just going to watch it. So it's more precise, more direct, more searchable, more filterable, if that's a word. To just go and research it yourself. And especially in the world of IT, if there's like a problem that occurs, it's on the internet, on a discussion forum, on some Usenet group, something like that, where you search it and there is already an answer to a software problem, a hardware problem, something like that. So I wouldn't even bother. If you want skills, whatever field you like, just start searching that and, tutorials. If it's more hands-on with hardware, build yourself a computer, tear it down, build it up again, tear it down, that kind of thing. But I wouldn't get a magazine.
All right. We still have one more here.
Cool.
Aaron Liggett for $1.99 says, Cappy, your podcasts are great. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, they are great.
So we are caught up and the world is your oyster.
Wonderful. It is a Clarey podcast. So I do want to do an article here. I know I don't want to just be you and me shooting the shit here. Do you pay much attention? Did you see that new Avengers movie, Endgame?
I haven't seen it yet. A bunch of people here have seen it, and some had some pretty good things to say.
I do delve a little bit more into the world of geekery than I'd say your average guy. And I just, in the olden days, it was like a cool, welcoming environment. Like it was geeks. We like video games. We like comic books and computer games and Dungeons and Dragons and all that. And it has now been so taken over by a social justice warrior, you can't even get in there. So if you don't know, if you're not a geek, Endgame, Avengers Endgame, that's the big finishing movie to, I guess, an arc that's lasted 10 years, starting with Iron Man. And Endgame is still out there. They're still sold out theaters. So here from Bounding into Comics, Avengers Endgame director Joe Russo confirms Marvel plans to announce one of its characters is gay.
Mm.
And I'm kind of... Did you see any of the Marvel movies starting from Iron Man to today and Endgame?
Just Iron Man, the original one. It's not really my thing, this stuff.
Okay, all right. You might want to delve into them. All right, but you have seen one. You've seen Iron Man. Was Iron Man good?
It was good, yeah. I did like it.
I was like, yeah. Why can't they just make they just can't make fun? I don't know. I think there's like 13 movies in this entire arc. Ant-Man and the Wasp. That was cool. I like that. Ant-Man was all right. Most of them are pretty cool. They got this legacy, bar Captain Marvel, that's pretty sans politics. It's just straight up good flicks. It's action movies. And now at the end of it, we got to bring in politics. We got to bring in this particular case, sexual politics. And we got to make one of the characters, which is old hat now. That's what everybody else is doing. That the comic books are doing it. Now we're going to make this into the movies now of a series that admittedly has ended with the movie Endgame. Now version 2.0, the next generation, whatever you want to call it. Their first step forward is, hey, we're going to be like everybody else and throw politics into it. And so I go through the article here. Avengers Endgame director Joe Russo confirmed that Marvel plans to reveal that one of its characters is LGBTQ. Russo made the confirmation in an appearance with his brother Anthony on EW Morning Live. At the very beginning of the show, Russo confirms his cameo in the film was the first openly gay character. Oh, great. He states, yes, openly gay character. There has been insinuations about other characters' sexuality, but this is the first openly gay character. Russo is then asked, who else is gay? He responds, we're going to find out. His brother Anthony adds, that's a story for another day. Joe elaborates, there is a gay character coming up in one of their films. I think Kevin will make that announcement. I'm sure pretty soon. Russo's confirmation echoes what Kevin Feige told the playlist last June. Feige confirmed that the Marvel comic universe would not only introduce lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer. That's what the Q is. Keep adding letters, guys. Keep making yourself look like morons. Keep insulting my actual gay friends who are like, dude, just call us gay. But also revealed that one of the current characters is LGBTQ. See, it's saucy now, Chad. Which one of the Marvel superheroes is gay? I don't have to read it. It's just proof.
Did you see the movie? The one that's
no,
out?
I haven't. See that I was really looking forward to it because Avengers Infinity War, I really liked. That was one of my favorite movies. Maybe not top 10, but top 25. So I was looking forward to it. And then Captain Marvel came out, and what's her name? The actress's behavior off screen.
Brie Larson
Was so unacceptable. And it was so patently obvious that they were going to shove vagina in my face with that movie that I likened her to a small rat turd in a very large punch bowl. Because people kept saying, everyone was worried, like, what kind of role does Brie Larson have in Infinity War? And I'm like, I don't care if she has a big role, if it's a big turd, like an elephant took a shit in the punch bowl, or if a little rat took one little puny rat dump. And I'm not drinking from that punch bowl. So I'm not going to go see Endgame. I'm going to wait for it to come out on DVD. And I'm wrong in a economic sense. That's, I think, the most popular movie ever in terms of how long it's been out. So the world liked it. And people kept saying that, oh, Brie Larson, oh, Captain Marvel, she's not in it that much. Her role's kind of, it's like, no. She's in it. You fucked with it originally. It's kind of like there's a girl that really doesn't want to have anal sex. And then you're just trying to get it, not to be crazy, just trying to get in a little, just trying to like, yeah, no. And it's like, all right, the next time we have sex, I'm just gonna get the tip in. I'm gonna get the tip in. How much is that girl gonna want to have sex?
I can't imagine it's going to work out well.
Yeah. So whether it's the tip for a girl on anal sex that she doesn't want, or a tiny little rat turd in a large punch bowl, that's too much. Don't want to see it. So we could go on about how this is just Hollywood out of ideas, but I think going forward, is this all we're going to have now with movies?
I'll bet you it is. Yeah, I'll bet you every move is to try to get that in there.
Well, hang on. TJ Martinell, he just sent me. Hang on, let's pull this up. He always likes to send me articles. You know how I send you pictures of block screen text?
Oh, yeah. Among other pictures, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. He sent me here something similar. And it's already happening. I mean, this has been going on, and again, I rarely go to the movies. Last movie I saw was, what's it called? Shazam. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And even there, like he tries to save a woman and she yells at him, I have Mason, I'm a woman. I was like, fucking Christ.
Strong and independent.
Yeah. Oh, it was. And so you ever watch Law and Order?
Yeah, a few times. SVU?
You have?
Like
okay.
SVU or?
Yeah, SVU. Apparently there's other incarnations of it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of those.
Okay, so this is like Law and Order LA, Law and Order Chicago. Or am I thinking of a different series?
No, you're right. Like this is the part of the Law and Order thing.
Okay, so this is one of the most longest running TV show dramas in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay, another perfect example. We're not going to have any kind of film media that is not going to have politics in it. Law and Order SVU smears Covington students with the help of Elon Omar character. NBC crime procedural Law and Order Special Victims Units featured a ripped from the headlines theme in its latest episode, which smeared the Covington Catholics kids by putting them against Elon Omar style character who's portrayed as a hero. The plot centered on a poor, put upon Islamic city politician being confronted by a red ball cap wearing crowd of young men who scream and taunt at it. We don't have to go on. We don't have to continue. They're just going to show, oh, did this thing happen? We're going to paint the politics of it and we're going to put it in our show. We're so out of ideas now. We have nothing else. We can't go get new talent. We can't go get new writers. And even if we did go get new talent and new writers, if they're coming out of film school, if they're coming out of any college, all they have been trained in is politics. There is absolutely no creativity left.
But you know what? I salute you for this, and I am just about the same way. Do you have a TV that's connected to cable?
I do not have a TV that's connected. I've never had cable. Never.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to worry about it then. I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV, but that's because they have different channels I like on there, like Smithsonian Channel, Discovery, and all that. And I also do, much to my detriment, sometimes watch the sports stick hockey.
I thought you were giving that up there, Mr. Elkins.
Well, I've tried to make it strictly a social activity. So
that's fair.
Yeah, people may come over. Or I'll go to the bar. Yeah.
No, you're right. The television. I mean, who watches Law and Order? I mean, it's kind of the 60 minutization of television. It's only going to be old fart baby boomers who are still watching the Wheel of Fortune.
I was going to say my parents watched that, I think.
Right. You are going to see it. And who was I talking to? I forgot who I was talking to. But thank God for the internet, because it may get you upset that Law and Order SVU has this blatantly leftist, anti-American, pro-Islamic terrorism approach. And that's fine. They can have that position, but nobody's really watching it anymore. And someone, oh God, who was it? He says, I watch, there's someone like Stefan Molyneux will get more views on a YouTube video of his than CBS will get on one of their, primetime shows. Some guy like PewDiePie or somebody will get more views than Stephen Colbert will. And that's with all of the power and money of these established old school media corporations behind the likes of a Colbert or an SVU or something like that. So, and you're right. People are just watching. God, I only watch TV when we're watching Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, yeah.
Yep, streaming it on Amazon Live or Prime or whatever. Or we'll YouTube like Father Ted. We're watching stuff that's 30 years old, 40, 50 years old in some cases. We're not watching the new shows. Or I'm playing video games or watching a DVD. But I do not watch any television at all today. And I rarely see a movie.
So I was saying, I think I don't even care about movies anymore either, except for old ones. I can't even remember the last time one came out in a theater where I was like, oh, I got to run and see that.
Yeah. Shazam was one because I was just looking for some dopey, happy fun. The one before that, I can't remember what it was.
I think it's been a few years since I've seen a movie in a theater.
Yeah. No, and I'm wondering if movies, I wish Beckloff was around. I'm wondering if movies aren't kind of a lot like books now, where the vast majority of them lose money, but you rely on blockbusters to actually make it. So what it says as a testament to movies in general is most of it is ass. Most of you guys can't get people out of the house and their butts into the seats to go see whatever film it is that you want them to go see. But then they rely on an Endgame, a John Wick 3, these blockbusters to actually make the real money. Mm-hmm. So they kind of throw it out there. Let's see what bites and sticks to the wall. And then it's like, oh, these, okay, let's, then they go and they make sequels of it because it's got a canon and an established audience in it. But yeah, for the most, I mean, because it's in the media, because that's what you see, because that's what's thrown in front of your face, you think that, oh my God, the left just has control, and the left does have control over the media, but no one's watching it.
Right.
There is more of a democracy right now. This is why I always compare Twitter followers. Like if you got less Twitter followers than me, but you write for the Huffington Post, it really says something about the Huffington Post. I probably get more views on this podcast, which is not a huge podcast, not a huge thing. But by God, compared to all the pros who work in the industry, I get a bigger following and more of a following than I'd say, goddamn well, 92, 93% of the people who do write for Exo Jane, who are writers for the Law and Order SVU, who do work on this movie or that movie. It's shocking how little actual pull they have, unless they get lucky enough to be hooked up or hinged onto a movie like a Marvel movie or a John Wick or something like that.
Yeah. It's pretty bare out there.
Yeah. Well, you go watch your sports ball. I'll just go and hike. Any other super chats?
We got a couple more. All right. For $10, Final Kill 44 says or asks, what is a good way for someone to get rid of their diet that they're this is somebody who I think
spelling helps, guys. Spelling really helps. We need the right words.
All right, I'll try this again. What is a good way for someone to get rid of their diet that their parents made on their name? Oh, debt. Okay. Debt that their parents made on their name from 3 cards, and what are the consequences for the parent if you report a fraud? Did you?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that? No, this is unfortunately this is common. We get a lot of kids who come from broken homes, and what will happen is the kid will get a credit card, and they're not an adult, not a credit card. The kid will get a social security number. The kid won't be an adult. The parents will use the credit card, use their kid's social security number to open up a bunch of credit cards in that kid's name and social security number. And so then the kid is 18 and applies for his first loan or gets a credit card or whatever. And there's like, they already have a credit score period, which is shocking. And it's horrific. So what he needs to do is he needs to immediately get rid of his parents if he's living at home. Don't even, I'm sorry to be harsh. I know you're coming from bad. Don't give me I got to live in home. No. You go live with an uncle. You go live with a brother. You get the fuck out. And if you're under 18, I'd go report them to Child Protective Services is what I would frankly do. If you're an adult and you have your own place, this is a crime and you would report it as identity theft. So you would go to the police along the lines of getting a restraining order. I would contact the credit bureaus, which is what TransUnion, Experian, and what's the third one?
God, I can't remember.
Yeah, go. There's a third one. Report credit identity fraud. I would almost even consider, if it's possible, going to you might know this, Chad. Can you go and get another social security number?
I don't think you can do that. You can change your name, but you can't, as far as I know, you can't just get a new social security number.
Maybe look into that. That may not be an option, but absolutely, the fact that your parents has nothing to do with the fact they've committed a crime. I think fraud or whatever, theft, and identity theft. So I would definitely, you have the proof, document all the proof before your parents destroy it. Cops, contact the credit unions to report that, no, that's not me. I would then, therefore, because your parents do have your credit card, your social security number, I would go to LifeLock and pay for that service. But yeah, man.
I was saying, somebody in the chat is saying you can get a new social security number if there is fraud. And that may be right. I've just never heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. Yeah. And then, it has nothing to do with finance or law, but you never talk to your parents again. Never. I would even maybe change your name and your social security so they can never look you up again. I cannot, look, I already have a low opinion of parents who couldn't fucking keep it together and keep a nuclear. That is what parents owe their children at minimum, is a stable nuclear family. Then you get divorced, you're already on my shit list. And then if you treat your kids like shit, you're really on my shit list. But if you open up credit cards in your children's social security, open up a world of hell on you, like Nicholas Wolf would. Look him up. He looked after the children. He is a badass motherfucker. That is despicable. And those are some of the most evil, vile people. And you have every right to go to war on them. The only problem is you can't kill them because it's illegal. You can't beat them up. So everything that is legally within your power to do so, I would do it. I would also, talk to the cops, see what I would go talk to Child Protective Services, even if you are an adult, and say, what happens? Because it's never happened to me. What is my recourse? What do you do when you find out that the parents had opened up a credit card in the child's social security number? Because CPS would probably have many instances of that, and they would know what to do, well beyond here what me and Chad would know. But from just a logical sense, yeah, that's a crime. You report it. You sue the fuck out of them if you can. And then you get rid of them. You just get rid of those vile, disgusting people.
He says he's 23.
Okay. Yeah. So he thankfully he's on his own. Hopefully he's out. If you're still living at home, you gotta get out. That's it.
Okay. Well, our old buddy Nick Schulander for $2 says, "Here's my reminder for everyone to review Reconnaissance Man."
Review Reconnaissance Man, and review any other of my books that you may have bought. I guess the campaign is not going well.
It's still early.
Yeah, we'll see. I did run ads on World Class Bullshitters and Terrence Pop's site, and that works. If you guys are ever looking to, if you have a product that sells to young men, contact World Class Bullshitters, contact Terrence Pop, those guys. Oh, and contact Sandman. Sandman will also get you. Sandman, hey, he's good. The guy's got hustle. He'll get back to you, man.
He does.
He does.
Yeah, we're caught up for now.
All right. Let's go through. Ready to do asshole consulting? Might as well bang it out.
Sure.
All right, where do we go? See, this saves me time, Chad. And I can get a run in. And I can get back here. We get to move the wood burning stove today. Oh,
that sounds fun.
Oh, it's going to be miserable. But it's kind of sad because I've had that in my house now for 12 years. And that has earned itself multiple times back what I spent installing it, buying it, and all that. But we burnt the last of the wood last night, and now there's no wood pile, and it's kind of like, oh, there's no wood pile. I can see the floor, and it's all clean and everything. So yeah, now I got to go clean out the wood burning stove, unhook it from its fixings, and then got to haul it all the way out to Wisconsin.
Is your tenant upstairs? Are they gone now?
No, they're still there.
Oh.
They'll the new owner's going to have them around, obviously, because you want to keep rental income coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still there. But the new purchaser has different plans for the unit I'm living in. But he didn't want the wood burning stove. He's like, no, we're not going to have that. I'm like, cool, I'll take it with me. And so it's kind of like a piece of me, it played a very important and helpful role in my life. So I'm going to bring it with.
Cool.
Yeah. Also going to I might have them. Oh no, I left them in the truck. I got, you know what Stacey Adams is?
Stacey Adams.
Stacey Adams.
That's not that politician in Georgia, is it?
No, it's a shoe. Stacey Adams shoes.
Okay.
And I have these old two-tone shoes that I bought on Michigan Avenue in 1997.
Michigan Avenue.
Yes.
Magnificent Mile.
Many years ago. And these were my dancing shoes. They're black and white two-tone shoes, worn with like pinstripe suits when I looked very flashy and fancy. Had a fedora, not those thin brim fedoras that the losers wear today, an actual Humphrey Bogart 1940s fedora. And I'd wear that swing dancing. And I had danced so much, these shoes were literally falling apart at the seams. And I took it to a cobbler in town. And I said, can you fix these? And he was impressed. He's like, wow, I haven't seen shoes like these in a while. And he's like, Stacey Adams. I mean, he knew exactly what he's like. Yeah, I can't do a thing with these. These are gone. And he says, best thing you could do is you could stuff them and put them on a mantle or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my Stacey Adams shoes. I'm going to take my wood burning stove, and they'll be adorned over at the South Dakota Northern Command.
But wait, you're taking it to Wisconsin?
Yes, because the house isn't built yet.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I don't have the amount of actual stuff I have that I need to live out of will fit in 4 boxes. But my Star Wars arcade game, the wood burning stove, and I guess a couple other items, like gas tanks and basically all my equipment, my yard equipment, I'm storing that in Wisconsin with my folks. And then when the house is built in South Dakota, I'll haul that all back out there. So I don't have to buy essentially $2,000 worth of lawnmowers, chainsaws, weed whackers, my wood burning stove, all that other stuff. I just store it now, haul it back out there, and save a lot of money.
Yeah, you're storing it in your parents' basement. All you got to do is live there now.
No, nope. The last time I lived in my parents' basement was 1993.
Nice.
And then, now this may be a foreign concept to the Gen Zers and millennials. Then when I turned 18, I graduated from high school. Guess what I did?
I hope you went off on your own, but you don't see a lot of that anymore.
I left and never came back.
Same.
They and even the Gen Xers, like I saw a bunch of Gen Xers. They were so hypocritical. Like, I live on my own. Yeah, Gen X, because I knew most. You're not living on your own if you live in a separate apartment, but mom and dad still pay for it. Okay,
so that's true. Yeah,
that's you still living at home. I saw this always with girls, like I have my own apartment, I pay my own apartment. I'm like, yeah, but you don't make the payment on that brand new Toyota 4Runner. You don't tell me that you bought that, or they'd have their phone and paid for. There'd always be this huge subsidy. And it's like, oh, I pay for my own groceries and my own rent. Yeah, but your parents pay for your tuition. You still live at home. You are still living at home in my eyes by that time. It's not, and I set this very long ago. I set this standard. You are living at home if you can say, if my parents died and took all their inheritance with them, I would still be in the exact same financial situation. Then you can officially say you're not living at home anymore. But if you are contingent and dependent upon your parents for some kind of stipend or an allowance or a subsidy, you're still living at home.
Well, so is it absolute? Because I have some friends, but mainly some clients who they do pay their own rent. You know, they
Mhm.
may have their own jobs, but their parents are doing something like paying for their health insurance or
Living at
paying for
home,
their phone. That
paying for
counts?
their health insurance. That's what can you live without your parents or not? Period.
Yeah, no, that's a good gauge then. I
Yeah.
mean, because the reason I bring it up is because for a while I was on a family plan with my parents' cell phone thing, and I was paying my share, but
Okay, you were paying your share, but had your parents gone away and taken all the inheritance with them, would you then be starved?
no, no,
Right.
God, no. Yeah.
You were generating enough income to support yourself. That's all that is. And so, especially at the Carlson School of Management, you had all these, I mean, dude, they were still dressing up like fancy clothes, like it was high school, like they're trying to impress people. I'm like, where are you getting the fucking money to wear that douchey looking like that? Yeah, like they were at a nightclub. These guys would come in with loud shirts and oh yeah, man, I work at the bar, I work. And it's like, yeah, no, no, there's no way, no for, and they'd show up in some brand new, nothing, no sports car, but a nice sedan. And yeah, dude, motherfuckers were in finance class. I know math. Don't tell me I can figure it out. It was so yes. If your parents die and you can still support yourself, then you don't live at home. If mommy and daddy go away and they're paying your health insurance and oh God, I gotta go on the Obamacare, you're living at home.
Well, just a very quick counterpoint,
Yes.
more out of curiosity. What if you went to college, you did major in something worthwhile,
Mm-hmm.
so you have a lot of debt, but you
Mm-hmm.
still got that engineering degree? What about living at home for a little bit after college to save money on rent so you can start paying off some of these loans?
I'm not against that, but guess what?
What?
You're still living at home.
That is true.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's and nowadays let's be intellectually honest. Tuition in 1995 was a fraction of what you morons sign on the dotted line for now today. And I'll grant the millennials that. Like you can't work your way through college. I think the 90s was about the last time you
Yeah.
had a haul ass, you had a bust. I did it. That's the last time you could actually work your way through college. Now it's
Yeah.
impossible. There's no unless you're a webcam girl, in which case you work an hour and you pay for a quarter of tuition. I don't.
You know, the ones I have are not doing it for college.
God, I make 200,000. And I saw this a couple times while I was doing some research for that article. These girls be making six figures and then they be using it to go to college. It's like, do you not understand what the point? Why would you go to college? Why? Would you waste? You are making six figures doing this at home.
But father time in the wall catches up to us
No,
all.
I agree. I'm not saying the women shouldn't go get a degree or shouldn't get some kind of education. But dude, postpone that till you're 35. From 18 to 35, you can let's do some math, shall we, Chad?
Yeah, I love math.
All right. 18. No, I did this wrong. Let me clear that. All right, 35 minus 18. Okay, so you got 17 years. That's right. All right, let's say 150,000.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get rid of half of that because taxes.
Hold on, I got my calculator
All
here.
right. That leaves $1.275 million.
17 years, you said?
Yeah. Should net you $1.275 million.
Yeah, you're right. We divide it by 2, 1.275. Yeah.
Okay.
So how much? So that's how much per year divided by 17 years?
Divided by 17.
75K a year. So that's
Okay.
after taxes, right?
That's after taxes.
You could pretty much, even in Chicago, you could live pretty well for 70K after tax.
You live in a modest apartment. Not shitty or shoddy, a modest apartment. You drive a modest car. You save up all that money, and in about 4 or 5 years, you got enough to buy yourself a flat or a condo or a modest home somewhere in some town if you really wanted to, and you just live out in the middle of nowhere or just a cheap small town. And you're only 5 years into a 17-year career. So now you got 12 years left. And you throw that money into a SEP IRA because you were wise to set up an LLC and spent $500 on the Chad Elkins webcam whoring financial seminar. So by the time that exponentially grows, I'd imagine you'd be sitting on at least $750,000. So your house is paid off. You got $750,000. You have no debts, and you're 35. All right. You're unless you piss it away.
Which is what a lot of them do, man. Like
No, I know, but I'm just saying by the time you're 35, $750,000 in the bank, house paid off, you're on the easy glide path to a set retirement. And that is the time then that you go and you get yourself a degree in accounting, a degree in engineering, programming, or you know what? You got the money. You can get a degree in fluffy bunnies and flowers. Then you get your degree. So it's not saying don't get an education, but you show me the gal that majored in sociology that by the age of 35 has $750,000 sitting in the bank and a house paid off. That woman does not exist unless she had rich parents. That's the only way that happened.
I've never come across anyone even close to that. So
right.
Yeah.
We're not there.
Yeah. I mean,
we're past 35. We're not there.
Yeah.
I forgot where we're going with this.
I think it was the question. What were we?
No, we were yelling about the Carlson School of Management.
Oh,
and the girls
love the Carlson School of Management.
Right. The girls were living off of daddy something. Oh, I forgot what it was. I just, as it pertains to the ladies, just honest to God, that's how you survive there. That's what it was there. That's how you live on your own. You don't need dad or mom or the government to bail you out if you're making $75,000 take home pay.
I agree.
So, all right. Never mind. I forgot that. We were on a roll somewhere. I don't know where we went. All right. Any other super chats?
Yeah, we got a couple more. I was really enjoying what we were just talking about, by the way. That's fun. Okay. Esteban Mesa, again, for $2 says, what do you think of Mexican towns in Cali and lifestyle? I'm not sure what he's asking.
Mexicali, the town Mexicali?
Mexican towns in Cali and lifestyle.
Like Tijuana? Is he talking border towns?
Let me see if he clarifies this. I'm not sure what he's asking.
Well, I'll ramble to guess what it is. If he's talking about like the Mexican border towns, the maquiladoras kind of suck depending on where you go. Like
California, like Mexican towns in California.
Like where there's a Mexican population in California?
I think that's what he's talking about.
No.
I can't. California lifestyle. So I'll read this again.
Okay.
What do you think of Mexican towns in California and lifestyle? I still don't know the question.
What's it like being a Mexican in a California town? That lifestyle? What's it like being... Because San Diego is different than Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, you can't just say there's Los Angeles proper, but then there's Oxnard, which is a retirement community. And then there's Bakersfield, which I think is just a manufacturing dump.
Yeah.
There's... I'm just trying to think of... Riverside is kind of quite seaside town. Huntington Beach is a bunch of surfers. I mean, you got to nail it down for me. You go up into the valley, you have Mexican towns because that's all the labor.
He says little towns. I'm still not sure what he's asking.
I don't know. Yeah, I've not, and I haven't been to the little towns where there's a bunch of Mexicans running around. I've been to towns where there's been a bunch of Latinos running around. But it's mixed in with a bunch of white people and black people and Asians. I mean, it's a smorgasbord out there in California. I've been to some of the border towns. What was the one? It's like Scioto. That's on the way to Puerto Penasco, but Scioto is, the border towns are...
Like south of San Diego or?
No, Tijuana is interesting in more ways than one. I wouldn't mind checking out Tijuana because it's a large town. But border towns don't reflect the rest of Mexico because they're on the border for economic and other reasons.
Right.
So when you go to, say, Puerto Penasco, I forget what the border town is, they got all this stuff they're trying to sell you that you can buy cheaper in Mexico. So like drugs, legal drugs, prescription type of stuff.
Sure.
And you could carry it into the United States, trinkets, tourist stuff. They're kind of dumpy and shady. The maquiladoras, which are more along the Texas, Arizona borders, Those are manufacturing towns with cheap labor that are kind of dumpy, and there's crime like Juarez. Those are kind of dangerous. I've not been to them though.
Yeah, I've been to El Paso, and I was told by so many people, do not go into Ciudad Juarez.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't had that much experience. So
Me neither.
I just
Um,
and I know I like San Diego. I loathe and detest pretty much all of Los Angeles and the surrounding community. And San Francisco, and I'm not even talking politically.
People shitting on the streets.
Well, no, I'm not even that. I'm just saying it is so traffic jammed and so full of itself. It can just please fuck off and die. It's kind of, I don't think there's anything like it. Maybe they're very much like Argentina. They're very proud of themselves and they think they're the greatest thing ever. And it's like, no, you're a fucking shithole. You're just a fucking shithole. You're not great. I don't care about your cafes or your bars or your food. You guys are a fucking shithole. Your traffic sucks. Your cost of living are high. You are not a financial success. You are an economic failure. You could then bring into the thing like people are shitting in the streets. You're an ugly people, not as ugly as Tacoma or Portland, but you're pretty damn ugly. You as a people fucking suck. And that's okay. You can be as a people that fucking sucks. And that's kind of Tacoma and Portland and Seattle. But they don't brag about it. San Francisco's, we're so cultured. It was like, shut the fuck up. You're a group of inferior dipshits that are too stupid to solve your own goddamn problems.
I just know I could never live in that city ever.
No, have you been to San Francisco?
Many times. I used to have
Really?
to work. I had work assignments there back when I was with the government, and it's just don't like being there. That was in the mid 2000s too.
I could see. Now, one thing I did like about San Francisco is it is a big modern city. And it reminded me if Chicago had hills. That's kind of the vibe I got from San Francisco. The problem is, and I hate to pay Chicagoans a compliment because you're all a bunch of leftists. The people in Chicago are way the fuck cooler, more intellectual cats I'd rather hang out with than you fucking frauds and phonies over in San Francisco. So, like, in other words, if we could get an army of Chicagoans to go and murder and kill and take over San Francisco, that would be pretty sweet. Could you imagine, like, if San Francisco was popular with a bunch of Chicagoans, that would be a really cool freaking town. But I have no patience for the people of San Francisco whatsoever. It's kind of like Wyoming. It's beautiful, but the people make it suck.
Well, honest to goodness, the cost of living here is half or even more. It's less than half of what you're paying for rent in San Fran. And some people think this city is expensive. I don't think so compared to some other.
No. Your rent is even cheaper now than in the Twin Cities based on some stuff I saw. And at least in Chicago, you'll get some first major metropolitan area benefits. You truly do have the best musicians in the country. You truly do have some of the best restaurants, some of the best architecture, some of the best museums. San Francisco, here's our shit museum. It's just smeared shit in different ways, and it's so intelligent. Like, get the fuck out of here. All right. Glad we solved his problem in question.
All right. For $5, Brighton Larson again. Thank you,
awesome.
Brighton.
Thank you.
He says, this show rocks. Thanks for the good laughs and no BS info. Come on over to Mesa, Arizona, and we'll shoot some guns and hike Flatiron. You too, Chad.
Flatiron, yeah. Hey, that if he's still in the chat, has he hiked the Peralta trails, like done Fremont Saddle?
We'll see what he says.
Because if you look at the map of Mesa, Atham, look this up. Mesa, Phoenix is weird, man. However they set that city up, it's just weird. It's not really a center. I mean, there's a Phoenix, there's a downtown.
Spread out, isn't it?
But it's spread out all fucked up. Like, you go way north to Cave Creek. You can now the metro has almost gotten out to Luke Air Force Base, which is way west, but it's not as populated. Scottsdale has a city limits that is all fucked up. Phoenix isn't really necessarily the geographic center. And then there's like this big bulb to the southeast of the metro. It includes Chandler, Mesa, Apache Junction. And there's another highway loop, the 202 loop. You got two loops. You got a 101 that does a loop kind of center to the metro. Then there's this other loop that they just decided to make, a 202 loop that crosses around it. The highways 17 and 10, they do this kind of what's the double helix, like the DNA strand. They do this double helix by the airport. It's all fucked up. I'm like, you have a flat land here. No one was there 60 years ago. Why did you not plan this better? But I guess people just moved there so quickly. But yeah, it is not Chicago where it's like north, south, east, west, and here are main arteries in and out. It's you got to pay the fuck attention to your GPS when you're going out there to Phoenix. I'll tell you that.
So you've been to Mesa a few times before then?
Yeah, I golfed there once, and you drive through it to get to some of my favorite hiking, and I'd love to do Flatiron. I got an Elkins like couple, like how I visit your parents.
Yeah,
I visit parents of how do I say this? She's a friend of mine on Facebook that you wanted to meet when you came here, but I told you she was a single mom or something.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Her parents live out near where what's his name? Who's in Mesa?
Let me see. Brighton Larson.
Brighton. Okay, so her parents live out in his neck of the woods. And like how I visit you or your parents, I went and visited her parents, and they were about as ecstatic to see me as your parents. I was just like, I should charge people where I'm like, hey, your parents in the South, Aaron will be the surrogate kid and go visit your parents, so you don't have to. He'll charge $1,000 in gas. So
that was actually used against me at one point.
Did it?
My mom was like, "We've seen Aaron more than you this year." Yeah.
Well, see, now I could pit you guys against one another. Like, you could pay me to go visit them because you don't want to, or you could pay me not to go visit them because it makes you look bad when I do. So it's like, if I'm going through Santa Fe, you pay me not to visit them, or because you want them off your ass, you pay me and I'll go visit them, whichever you want. I don't care.
Well, they like seeing you so much, I shall not deprive them of that honor.
Hey, it's a good gig for me. I get to stop, take a rest, get some food. When other people's parents see me stop by, it's great. I got a bunch of again, I can't mention the family name, but they had a grapefruit tree out in the back, and that helps lower my cholesterol. So I got a ton of grapefruits from the mom, and oh yeah, they think it's wonderful. So anybody in the chat room, pay me money, pay me super shekels, give me the blood shekels. I'll go visit your parents if they're en route to like Las Vegas or the area. I'll make that a service.
We have got a real backup of
let's go through them then. Okay,
shekels.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. For $5, Young Sykes says, "Hey, Aaron, I'm the viewer that talked about Tommy Sotomayor.
Okay, cool.
He's alive. He's live right now. I will tell him that I sent him a message on Twitter. That
tell
you
him
sent.
I told him to DM me. Follow me and DM me. Yeah.
Yeah, he told him that.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
All right, cool. I would love it if you got on that show.
I don't. That's the problem. Is I know the name, but I don't know him. And anytime I go on somebody's show, to be polite, I have to digest at least a little bit. For example, the School Sucks Project. I'll plug him now because no, it's great. His name's Brett. He's a great guy, and I had to download a bunch of his podcasts to listen. I'm always okay with listening to new podcasts, but it's like, I'm not in the mood for this or whatever. And I'm going on another one called The Parent Pump or pumptheparent.com. Not so young gal my age, a lady named Jacqueline. She wants to talk to me about Worthless. And again, not to be rude, I should listen to a couple of her podcasts to know what the show is about. But Tommy Sotomayor, heard of him, don't know what he's about. So I like, okay, now to be polite, I got to go and listen to some of his podcasts. So he looks kind of fun, though. He's got a cool cowboy hat and everything. Like, okay, I'll probably enjoy this show.
Well, you are never going to guess who dropped a $1 super chat. You'll just never guess.
The $1, well, that's got to be Atham.
Yes, it's Atham.
Yeah. Bacon usually has some kind of. I was like, is it Bacon? Oh, one. That's Atham. He's too busy looking up Mesa and trying to figure out the layout of the Phoenix metropolitan area.
Well, he left us another one right after this next one here. Oh my God. $2 Canadian. So you remember what happened last time we were doing a live stream? We had this guy, Ray John, who liked
Oh,
dropping.
God. Oh, here we go. All right. What we got? What gay question do we have now?
He asks, would you two make out?
No.
I was going to say, my sources say no on that
he doesn't,
one.
he asked the wrong question. See, it's like he said, would you have sex with a guy that made $100,000? Well, no. You got to say there's got to be a contingency. If the guy paid you $1 million, see, that kind of thing. But if you, Aaron, would you punch yourself in the face? No. That's just.
Well, let me tell you why he does this. When he's only giving us $2 Canadian, they limit the amount of space you have. You know, that you can only do a certain amount of characters. That's why he has to leave him.
So based on, okay, I know you have to contribute a certain amount to be able to say something, but let's say you donate $2, you only get a certain amount of characters to type. But if you donate 100, you can write an article and a half.
Exactly. Yeah.
No kidding.
You didn't know that?
No, I thought it was like some minimum. Well, wait. So, what is 100? Because that guy last night, someone donated $100. What does he get to do? Post what, 1,000 character limit or something?
Well, we've got this is coming up in just a minute. We have a $10 super chat. Okay. Then it's pretty long. So it does allow you to do that.
Okay.
I'm sure they limit it, but yeah.
No, I didn't. I'll look that up that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's smart on Twitch's part, which Google totally lifted this idea from. But okay. So he was limited in his characters. That's why he only had a $2. All right. I see.
Yeah.
All right.
So the answer is no, Ray John. Sorry to disappoint. So Atham again. This is going back to what we were talking about, the Mexican towns in California. For $2, Atham says, huh? What? Did somebody say Mexican?
He could have told us. He would have had way more insight because he's lived, in both countries and spent some time in California. I still don't know what the question was the guy was asking, though.
I'm not sure either. I think, I don't know.
I think we can all just agree, though, that Mexicans suck. Especially those whose names begin with vowels and look at maps. I think that's what we can all.
Ones who have the same first letter for their first and last names are.
Yes, yes, especially those guys. Don't get me started about those guys.
Yeah. All righty. So for $10.
Oh, hang on for a second. I got to take this real quick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hey, Ev. I'm doing good. I'm in the middle of broadcasting right now, but I can take this because you're more important.
You should mute this. Okay. All right. I won't sing. I promise.
I'll have to drop off some flowers I got you because they'll be dead by that time.
Let's overhear his conversation.
All right. So are you going to be around this afternoon or this evening? Oh, do you need me to get you anything, though? Beyond flowers aren't going to fix your leg.
Flowers, ooh, charming.
Oh God, yeah, it has been crap.
You can sort of hear what the person says on the phone.
Okay, well, we'll bring you some flowers and I'll get you some food or something. All right. All right, love you. All right, bye. Sorry, that was my grandma.
I was just going to say, you're being so nice. I've never heard you be so nice before.
Because she is the only woman that deserves it. She is. I remember being a kid. This was the nice grandma. This was the wonderful grandma. And she is this darling, wonderful woman. But she's also, I won't tell you which company. She's a real cool gal. She worked in high finance, let's just say.
Okay.
And not secretarial. We're talking, because women were oppressed back in the day and they couldn't do it. Well, yeah, okay. Apparently she didn't get the memo. So she's very good at math.
Cool.
And the place she lives, they have regular games, and maybe there's a little bit of money involved and played with there. And she always wins. She always wins. And I remember me and my cousins went to play with her, and she was only 88 at the time. And she took us all. She took us all, like just schnookered us, all of us. The woman is a viper. when it comes to playing cards. She doesn't care if you're her wonderful little grand. She will take your money. So she, but she just, she makes food, and she's a grandma, like the way they should be. And so, it's her birthday, 2 days ago. She's 92, 93. And we had a date, and I bought her a bunch of flowers, but she got bad knee and stuff like that. So I'm going to go get her some food, but she needs a rest. So, wait till you're 92. You won't be jumping up and down ready to go.
I don't even think I'll be here when I'm 92.
Dude, I'm going to be if I make it to 62, I'll be happy. Because of the nagging, because of all the woman's nagging. You and I did have life expectancies of 100 until we dated a couple wrong gals, and now it's over.
Gonna say your current GF doesn't seem like any type of nagger.
They all nag, Chad. They all nag.
Oh, I know.
And you got to be on it. You got to be on it, because she'll come in, and well, even we were talking yesterday when I called you about that recapture thing.
Yeah.
She's just like, peck it. Well, what about it? It's like, I'm like, can we not talk about depreciation recapture in our few moments of time off?
I would think she'd get excited hearing that type of stuff.
She does want you to email the estimates of how you calculated what I owed on recapture. She is on a professional level interested in that. So if you could kindly email that to me, we can worry about that. But she is interested on that professional level. But no, dude, they all nag. It's whether you can identify it quickly enough and then bat it down, stop it, or mute it. And this is every woman. And if you don't intervene early, you do not intervene early, they're not even conscious of it. They will grab more and more. They're like the Borg. They unconsciously just grab more and more and more. So you got to stop them, like the USS Enterprise in Picard. And so even something as small as like, I'll be going a certain way to, you could be going to, I don't know. Okay, perfect example last night. Just after we got off the phone with you, I was going to take her to one of her favorite bars and get her a cocktail.
Did I go to that bar with you? Just out of curiosity.
No, you did not. No.
Okay.
This is a different bar. We went and wait. It's one of her favorites. It's nothing worthwhile going to otherwise.
Okay.
It's a nice bar. Don't get out of everything the Twin Cities offer. I would not take you to this bar because it's in the suburb. It's nothing notable. It's not a cool 100-year-old establishment. Okay. Nice bar. No. So, and then we also have to go to Sears or some store to return something. So the store is to the left. The cocktail is to the right. I'm about to turn right. It's like, but the store's over there. The store's over there. The store's over there. And you know what I did?
You went right anyway?
Just kept going right. And I didn't say anything. And she's like, well, wait. Are we going to the bar? I'm like, yeah, we're going to the bar first. Oh, okay. And then, but I can't, I'm sure there's a million little anecdotes. We've been together for quite some time. And any married man, successfully married, will tell you this. You have got to nip it in the bud, man. You know, like, oh, that's nice. You know, it's just like pat him on the head. Thank you. I'll not take it under advisement. Really? We can get that place quicker? I guess I'm going to still go this way. I
got to tell you, man, because you knew my whole experience.
I knew Cuddle Welcomes, yes.
Yeah, I am very sensitive to nagging right now. If somebody's being a little too much of a nagger in the future or whatever, I have no qualms about I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's actually good to, I mean, that's one of the benefits of going through an experience like that is you can identify it quickly as hell.
Yeah.
And you're on it. Because a lot of nice girls, it's in their name. It just is. I've seen my mom. my stepdad ain't young either. You know, he's taking a rest. And so we're trying to find him. And my mom's yelling his name through the house. And then I find him in the bed because he's just lying down taking a nap. I go out. I say, oh, he's taking a nap. So then she goes in and wakes him up. I'm like,
what?
Mom,
why?
Fuck, just let him be. Just he did. And it was a question about, I don't know, fucking horses or some house chore. It's like, for fuck's sake, let the guy rest.
Yeah. What the hell?
I wonder if he's gonna live longer or not. Now I wonder if he's gonna see 90 or not.
That's horrible.
Oh, I know. It's just, oh God, it's so funny when you're young, all you want is women. And then when you're old, all you want to do is get away from them and go sit on a boat with the guys and have silence. It's just,
I
Jeez.
think I'm at that point now, not
Yeah.
getting away from the women, but
All right, we're on some topic. What was the super chat about again?
well, we can shift gears because this next one from
Well, no, I thought we had an issue unresolved. We were talking.
Did we?
Atham came on. Yeah, we're picking on him because he has two vowels that are the same in his first and last name.
Oh, he was just saying that, did someone say Mexican about
Yeah. No, I thought we had
gone.
gone. So, all right, yeah. Oh no, but I was gonna say. So that's my grandma. That's why I had to take it, and that's why I'm nice. And if a woman actually lives a life and behaves like that woman, I will treat her like that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have tattoos.
What?
I'm kidding.
I was getting excited.
I don't think any World War II generation ever had a tattoo. God bless them.
And if they were probably at Pearl Harbor.
You know what? If they were, they probably did earn it. Yeah.
Egon the Conqueror. I might not even be saying that right. Aegon or Egon the Conqueror. So he has two back-to-back here, a $10 one and a $5 one. Because
damn, we're making some good shekels here today. I paid for those flowers with the shekels.
I think he ran out of room because of character limitations on the first $10 one. So I'm going to read these at the same time. He says, I love your book, Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, and I give it to all my friends. I'm a software engineer with a BS in computer science. I want to learn finance and business so I can create passive income. What's the best way for me to learn about business and finance? My goal is to be my own boss and make some real money while I enjoy life. That's a very good goal.
Okay. So that's the first question.
Yeah. How should he learn about it?
Okay. Here's the deal. Business and finance and accounting are not, well, accounting is, okay. Business and entrepreneurship are not skills. They're not things you study like, I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn COBOL. I'm going to learn Python. I'm going to learn C#. That is not how it works. It is common sense. This is why I say business degrees are worthless. What you need is simple common sense and a business idea that nobody else has. And then a little bit of knowledge and skills so that you learn how to bring that product to market. And that's all the business you know. There's the MBA is the most overladen, overkill degree there ever was. There is not that much to learn in business. I honestly think that everything that needs to be taught about business could be done in a week-long seminar. Period. That's it.
You know why I agree? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Because you got your MBA.
And so I got my MBA, went back to corporate America for a while, and then started my own business, full time. What do you think? Where do you think I learned everything about business? It wasn't through sitting through like theoretical classes or being in groups with freeloaders.
Yeah, or professors who never ran a goddamn business in their life either.
Yeah, so I'm really down on the MBA, honestly.
Yeah. Now here's what you need to know, as far as I'm concerned, is how to set up an LLC, which we just taught. No, I'm not kidding. That is a 5-minute. This is how simple it is.
It's very easy.
5-minute process. How to set up an LLC. Just watch a YouTube video on it. It's not that hard. You need to learn how to read an income statement and a balance sheet. Then you need to learn some kind of temporary accounting method. Now, you can go out and get software. What is the quick one, the easy one?
You mean QuickBooks or
QuickBooks? I was thinking Peachtree, but QuickBooks. Just go get QuickBooks. And you being an engineer, STEM guy, you're going to understand this. You're going to have revenue coming in, and you're going to have all these expenses, and you save your receipts, either actual physical receipts or records of your credit card statement online. And you then organize and add up the receipts based on each type of expense. So here's fuel expense, here's insurance expense. Yeah.
But this is what some people do. And I think it's really smart when they do this. And I'm not being biased. I have people during my off season, in the summer, they'll send me emails and they'll say, hey, I want to start my own business. Can we go over accounting, QuickBooks? Can you show me what expenses I should track, yada, yada, yada. And I just bring them in my office. I mean, they do have to pay my hourly rate, but I've been told they get so much out of that. So you could even, if there's a CPA you like and trust, go visit them. They'll show you how to do it.
That's certainly, I don't even think he has to do that.
He probably doesn't.
Probably smart enough. You just look at what an income statement is. or Schedule C. They're going to be that's what you're going to fill
Yeah.
on your tax return. And again, a tutorial. How do I put together an income statement? What is an income statement? Then an accounting method. I got my box right here. My shoebox.
Shoebox full of receipts.
Full of receipts. This is it.
Wow, that's big.
Well, it is big. Well, a lot of them are other papers that statement. They're not just little receipts. I add those all up on an Excel spreadsheet I have. And then there's the revenue. Here's all the individual expenses. There's my profit at the bottom. I ship that off to Chad Elkins. He does the taxes.
He doesn't really ship it off to me.
Anyway, as long as you can understand what an income statement is, how to read an income statement, and how to put together an income statement, those three things, that is the most important part about entrepreneurship. And you could probably figure that out in a day of just watching YouTubes.
You could.
Yeah. Now, if you needed a little bit more hand holding, I'm not saying this to sell my stuff, but it's in there. Get my book, Bachelor Pad Economics, and it goes through. There's a segment in there about entrepreneurship and what is an income statement? How do you read an income statement? A balance sheet, secondary, not really that vital, but somewhat important nonetheless. And how to set up an LLC. What is an LLC? It's there. So don't take a class. Don't get a degree. Don't even take a night class. Just go read that segment of the book if you even need it after going through some YouTube videos and all that. And that's all you need for starting and running a business. The rest is common sense. You don't need to take a class in marketing. You don't need to take a class in HR because you're not going to have an HR department, because why would you? They're a royal pain in the ass. You're not going to hire people. And if you do get to that point, then you're going to contract. In other words, the stuff that you need will become apparent as it does, and then you could go research it then on your own. But otherwise, absolutely not. Do not study it more than just finding out some YouTube tutorials, maybe reading a little bit of a segment of a book. That's it.
And if you're still, after doing all that, you're still not feeling confident or you're feeling unsure, go see somebody like me for an hour. It'll be worth your time to fill in the gaps, only if you feel like you just need a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Chad, what time you got to get out of here? Too hard?
I got another half hour if we go that far.
Okay.
Like,
we got it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's get through the rest of them then.
Okay. My goodness.
See, that's why I'm saying we got to get through the rest of them.
Well, it's this guy already asked us this last time, $2 Canadian, if you catch my drift.
Okay. Hey, it's money.
Have you guys had sex? Who's on top? From
No.
Ray John. No, we have not done that,
So
Ray John.
neither have been on top. There we go. Thanks for the $2.
Well, there's some people in there that are like, you should block Ray John, but I don't agree. Let him keep doing this.
But I don't believe in blocking. I really don't. Even people who've given me threats on Twitter or what, I don't care. Fine, say whatever you. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I think he's trying to be and kind of is being funny, and he's paying his fee. Who gives a shit? You know. All right,
it's not bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay. So for $2.22, Atham says Elkins is 5'1" and weighs 90 pounds. No, I'm about 5'1 3/4. And last time I weighed myself, it was 93 pounds. Good. So sucks to be you, Atham.
He is taller than us, though. That's the thing that sucks.
Well, he's that tall in real life? Yeah.
Well, he's not that tall. He's 6, solid 6. Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
All right. So for $5, Brendan Lucero, who's been on here before, says, hey, Chad, is Aaron right when he says you can get an accounting degree on WGU? I think that's Western Governors University. So an online program. I think you can, right?
Yeah, you can. It's accredited. What the concern I have is not necessarily the degree itself, but the individual CPA sitting requirements. It'll vary by state. And I haven't gone and looked, but you're going to want to double check. I don't think they're going to question it, though, because if it's accredited by the regional accrediting agencies, it's an acceptable degree. But my fear is like Kansas says, well, we don't accept degrees from this. Well, it's like, well, wait, they're accredited. Are you going to not accept it from all the other colleges? Or
well, I'm at the website right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be accredited. It says this bachelor's degree is the first steps towards CPA certification.
Okay, there you go.
So I think this is legit. Now, I will say this, like, online learning, I was never really great at that. I do like interaction. So I don't know. It might be a little bit tougher to learn some of this stuff, but it's convenient and cheaper.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, no commuting.
exactly.
And you won't get accused of sexual harassment.
Okay. Wizardly Wizard for $10 says, what are the potential downsides to minimalism? Have you ever experienced any? Currently, I'm living off of $385. I think that's per month. At 26, I barely have to work, and I'm starting to feel quite lethargic and bored. What do you think of all this? There's some downsides, right?
There's some downsides, and I wasn't necessarily thinking of what he brought up, although, I mean, it's certainly a point. The main one, when you're forced to be a minimalist is when you're in college, because there is no money, is you see all your friends going out and having fun, like that youth group, like the 20-something, oh, let's go party. Like, oh, I want to go party.
Yeah.
And you think that there's more to a nightclub or going to the bars than the first 5 or 6 times. You're like, I'm missing something. No, there must be something here. Everyone keeps going here. And you got to realize, no, there is nothing there. There really is nothing there. So there's that, or, young men, they always want to get a sports car. They want to get a motorcycle. They want to go adventure and fly to you. And the truth is, no, that sports car is not all that exciting. If you want, go rent a sports car. I think every young man should rent a sports car to find out just they're not that exciting. They're kind of a pain in the ass, actually. It's that envy. Am I missing out on something? And there's ways to find out you're not. Me telling you're not going to believe it.
Well, I thought of a big one, and maybe you were getting to this. It can't, if he's 26, I assume his libido is still not reduced itself yet. To take women out, I'm sorry, but you do have to spend at least some money, don't you think?
Yeah, but I'm getting so black-pilled on that. I'm not even in the market, but seeing what is being required.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, if he wants
and what's on the menu when it comes to women. No, I mean, I'd rather stay at, honestly, it's like, nah, I'd rather stay at home and play some video games. You want me to spend $100 on a 6 to listen you tell me about your degree in English? No, honestly, I'd jerk off to porn before that. So I would, given what's out there, I don't know how hard up are guys that, I suppose, yeah, at 26, he'd, but then at the same time, I was living in a basement. I killed it when I was 26. So I don't know. There's a lot of biking dates, physical activity dates, cheap dates. Yeah.
Well, there's other options. I'm just thinking, you know how women are these days.
Unfortunately, I kind of do, but I even remember when I was in Chicago, I dated a gal. I was 22 and our first date was a bike. Cost us nothing. We just biked all around Chicago, went up North Shore and North Park.
Well, that's a great first date. Whew.
Yeah. It was a better second date.
You're probably right. I was just throwing that in there because.
But he was mentioning he's getting bored, and you need to get hobbies. It's okay to spend some. One of the great things about being a minimalist is you actually have the money for other stuff. I mean, a lot of people think minimalists don't have money. It's like, no, it's actually quite the opposite. If you're a minimalist, you're usually saving. People don't make their money. Real rich people, they don't make their money. They save their money. And so you should have a war fund built up where, you want to go to Europe, go to Europe. I mean, what I'm probably going to do here come wintertime is go out to Iceland, which is universally cold all around. So it doesn't matter really when you go, because I can afford it. I'm going to go check it out. So you could expend your money on some experiences and whatnot if you're starting to get bored. But I hear a twinge of super high IQ, and he's not finding people, which, whether he was a minimalist or not, would be a problem he'd run into regardless.
Yeah. That we're caught up for now.
Cool. Did the other guy who was our software engineer, you said he had 2 questions?
Yeah, so I did them all at the same time. Like, he did a $10 one where he was giving us his background, and then the $5 one where we were telling him what he ought to do. Yeah.
All right, good. All right, well, let's go through this asshole consulting request. What time are we at?
I got like 25 minutes or so to 151.
No, how far are we into the podcast?
Oh, a minute 13. 1 minute and 113 minutes. Duh.
He's a CPA. If you want your accuracy. All right, then I'll tell him. All right, hey, Aaron. First off, I want to thank you for convincing me to join the United States Air Force a few months back. I know you don't remember your clients, but I just wanted to say thanks. Definitely sent me in the right direction towards better things in my life. I needed a kick in the ass, so I appreciate it. See, ASO Consulting, it's worth the money, guys. Pay me. Fucking pay me. Anyway, let's get to it. I need your help again. I'm 25, turn 26 next month, single, no children, in good shape health-wise, officially in the Air Force and going through my medical training for an assigned job. I recently received my first duty station, which would be in California. I'm not going to say where, which is an hour away from the base. I'm currently training within an IT STEM field and receiving certifications required to the job I'm assigned. I plan on getting more certifications after the military and receive a bachelor's in computer science and basically work within the industry as a whole. I'm near the middle of a hot tech hub, hoping that I can use this opportunity to possibly network and create myself a better opportunity career-wise in the future with software engineering, cybersecurity, or data science. Problem is that I also want to travel a bit as well and enjoy myself. Someone else in the Air Force wants to trade bases with me. This person wants to trade a base that's in Europe for my base in California. Originally, I would have liked to go overseas, but I settled with California until I heard the offer. Now I'm stuck between the two. Do I go to Cali to better my chances to get into a field I'm looking to get into during or after my service by surrounding myself with the buzz, networking? Guys, you can write a lot more succinct. Then travel later on my own time and dime. Or do I go to Europe, travel, live there, learn about the culture, explore a bit, and enjoy the rest of my 20s overseas and think about a career later? I'm not saying I'm going to be working and developing my skills overseas, but I won't be next to the tech action that I keep hearing about for people who want to work with computer technology within the San Fran, Silicon Valley, etc. There's also a possibility I could take the skills I learned and bring them to Europe, but that's just a side thought, a big if and when. Anyways, difficulty priority. I'm skipping ahead because people don't write quickly enough for me. All right. I asked him how long his contract was in the Air Force. He has a 4-year contract, and he's only in for 3 months so far. So he has 3 years and 9 months left. Mr. Elkins, what should he do?
Well, it's a bit of a tough one, but anything that gets you out of California is probably a good thing, don't you think?
Not necessarily for his career. I mean,
See,
yes, long term, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it is a bit of a tough one, because if you're gonna travel, you want to go to Europe and then see new countries. A great time to do it is when you're young. You're not tied down.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, yeah, get the hell out of California and live a bit. But I don't know enough about how these careers work, whether it would hurt them or not. What do you think?
I'm just trying to double check on something. Enjoy my rest of 20.
Did you forward this or no? You didn't.
No, I didn't. I just read this. Not to say I'm not going to be working and developing my skills overseas. So he is going to work on his skills overseas. The answer is very clearly to me to go to Europe because you'll travel for free. And here's the other thing. To travel, one of the biggest expenses is lodging. Now, if the Air Force is going to pay for your lodging, and the other thing is when you travel, you go for 2 weeks and you come back. You're there for years and you have free lodging. And now you really get to take in the culture. And you're not sacrificing your career because you're still going to be doing the IT stuff over there. It just happens to be over there. And here's the other thing. You wouldn't be able to go work for California companies if you were in California anyway, because you're working for the military. And I also do not believe in this networking thing. I really don't. They'll got to be where the action is. Bullshit. If I went and stood by Wall Street, I wouldn't, I went to the bars or whatever and shop where the finance people, that doesn't mean I get a job. It is going to be your skills, your certifications, your experience, and then you go apply to Silicon Valley or wherever you want. And I guarantee if you look at where people come from who are working in Silicon Valley, they don't all come from California and got their jobs because they lived nearby. I absolutely would go to Europe. I would get as many certifications as you possibly could, and I would get experience in the in-demand fields, if it's possible within the military. I don't know how much control you have on nudging that the direction you want to go. I think they just tell you what to do. But you get the experience, you get the certifications, you build up your resume, and that's going to increase your chances of getting in there more than some fucknob hobnobbing with a bunch of assholes sipping fucking champagne, talking about Google's new release of transgender safe space at their camp. There's that networking thing is such bullshit. I would absolutely go to Europe.
Your resume goes to the top of the pile when people see that you've been in the military, in the army a lot of the time. Like, it's very well respected in private industry.
Right. Well, maybe. I mean, because some of those liberal types would probably, this is a baby killer. And I was just programming computers, man.
Yeah, but they need the diversity, the mandates. You know, they need veterans. The government.
Oh, yeah.
Said that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Maybe if you could become disabled somehow, you know, you get a really bad paper cut when you're programming or something.
Excuse me. I think you meant to say differently abled.
No, I meant to say disabled.
I know.
Oh, never mind. I'll tell you an idea I have for a bumper sticker later on. Yes, that's what I would do. I would definitely go to Europe.
It's a no-brainer. You know, go to Europe, have fun in your 20s, learn skills, and the U.S. you can always come back if you really want to down the road.
I'm just going through the rest of them. A lot of people send in a lot of questions, but no money.
Are they in block text or in paragraphs?
No, they're not in block videos. No, they were well written. But again, like here, one, I saved this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one. I'm not going to really read it. He's a 17-year-old. He's over in Australia. Wants to know if he should drop out of high school. I don't want you to answer his question, okay?
All right.
But let's just think about, maybe I will read through it. You think about the question and whether getting the right information is worth him dropping, $30 at this point right now.
He hasn't paid you yet?
He hasn't paid me yet. You tell me, let's do it differently. I'll read the request. You tell me a dollar figure estimating the value of getting the right answer to his question versus getting the wrong answer. All right?
Okay, I'll try.
Good day, Cappy. I'm an Asian 17-year-old currently doing his final year at high school in Victoria, Australia. So basically what my problem is that I'm really wanting to drop out of high school, but I don't know if this is really a bad idea. And I was wondering, what do you think I should do? I absolutely fucking hate and despise school. The subjects I am currently doing feel like they are a complete waste of time. I'm currently doing English, math extensions, calculus, biology, chemistry, and business management. I was forced into these subjects by my parents. I'm doing fine and passing all my subjects. I have recently been interested in becoming a front-end web developer. I'm currently doing an online course in my spare time. Is it possible for me to get a job in this field without having to go to university to get a degree? I'm worried if I drop out of high school, I won't be able to do it, and I'll be closing important pathways as a consequence. I'm also interested in becoming an electrician as a last resort. I'm just wondering if completing high school and going to university as college is really necessary for me. Is it really bad if I drop out now? I'm under the expectation and under pressure by my parents to complete high school and obtain a really high adder score. That's their SAT kind of, GPA. So I become a doctor or a lawyer, typical Asian stuff, or just to finish up school and get my certificate so that I have more opportunities. Blah, blah, blah. He's talking about military. Now, let me ask you this. Don't answer the question. How important, what dollar figure would you put on him getting the right answer to this question?
I mean, it would have to be a really high one, because this is a true, if you want to call it a fork in the road, where your life could be altered significantly, whatever direction you go in.
Right.
Truthfully, I'm having a hard time putting a dollar amount on it. It's a lot higher than $30. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it is. That's why Asshole Consulting is very proud. We deliver more value than what we charge you.
Man, it's got to be at least 4 figures for this kind of advice.
Oh, yeah. 4. I mean, you want to talk about the net present value of path A versus path B, the difference? I'd say $250,000. I mean, that's really, now that would be a net neutral. He'd come out equal. Like if he followed the advice I would have given him, it would be worth $250,000. But you see, he just doesn't want to pay because, you know, things should be free in life.
We probably didn't have any money, I'm guessing.
Well, no. If you're living at home, you can always scratch. You always had. You could scratch up $35 back when you were in high school, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is one that, how much, see, you and I don't have to, well, maybe I could tell this myself. How much would I have paid myself to tell myself not to major in finance or go to the Carlson School?
You would have paid yourself a ton.
$50,000 easy. I would have gotten a loan and gone back and paid, say, here, tell me I would have easily $50,000. What do you think all these millennials now with their masters in monkey butt fucking or whatever the hell their degrees are with a minor in, lice picking. What do you think they would have paid to go back in time to tell them, prevent themselves from majoring in stupid shit?
At least $50K.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Probably more. I mean,
so yeah.
Because that's everybody got lied to about that. I mean, hell, I was lied to. I just got lucky and did major in things that I thought I could earn money with.
Yeah. So, no, kids, trust you me. You want America's older brother. Hell, super chats we give these guys. Hey, for $10, yeah, here's your vaccination against tuberculosis for $10. Trust me, it's worth it. You want this.
Well, if they're really smart, they should come onto the chat here. Use in little text instead of these long, overblown emails, and ask your question, because then we have to answer it.
Yeah, no, it's that's why I like the super chats. It's like machine gun, rapid fire asshole consulting. So, all right, anything else we got? I
don't see anything on here.
Cool.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We made it without Bacon. I bet you Bacon's sleeping or working or something. He's not be able to keep us here no more.
We did pretty well with the super chats. Yeah, without Bacon.
Yeah. No, I also gotta pay out from your last one there after Google takes its cut. All right. If you kindly would check out my books, which include Reconnaissance Man, Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, Bachelor Pad Economics, Worthless, Enjoy the Decline, Curse of the High IQ, Poor Richard's Retirement. And if you have not, or if you already have bought them, please review them online and give them a star rating. It's very nice. Also, there are the best of books of Cappy. I think I got them here. Hang
on. Brendan Lucero, don't worry. I'll run this by him. Your super chat.
There we go. Here's one.
As a heads up, we got another super chat, but keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Yeah, we'll get through this. Yeah. There is the best of books. See, the best of Captain Capitalism. So if you like my blog, but you don't want to go and spend time finding all the good posts, just get these books. There are 3 of them. Captain Capitalism Top Shelf, Captain Capitalism Reserved, and Love Letters to the Left all have a different 1950 style pinup artiste drawn pinup on them to make them better than the shitty ass covers I'd provided for them before. Run Guts, Pull Cones, and Pushing Rubber Downhill, 2 books by my good friend and compatriot Adam Piggott. You can find him at his website, pushingrubberdownhill.com. And then we have the League of Extraordinary Podcasters, which includes 405media.com, Financial Survival Network with Kerry Lutz, Silvio Canto's Canto Talk, spelled Canto, O'Shea Jackson, you can find him on YouTube, Economic Invincibility, YouTube as well, tjmartinell.com. He is the most successful 11-year-old podcaster journalist we have in the United States. I mean, you want to talk about a Wunderkid, that he's going to be 12 next year.
Wow, that is creeping up into eligible bachelor territory.
I was thinking about getting him like a Lincoln Log sets, but these kids nowadays, they want electrical doodads, but he's not really into technology. So I was thinking like maybe what do you get a 12-year-old kid? What did you get when you were 12?
Was it Hasbro? Those little train sets that we had?
Maybe it's a little. What do you get a 12-year-old kid? I mean, he might start liking girls now too.
We could get him a Hustler magazine.
No, I got happy medium. Let's get him What's Happening to My Body, because that's about to happen. It's within a year. Thing is going to happen to his body, and TJ is going to get a little freaked out and wonder what's going on. And so maybe we'll get him that book. So you can find TJ Martinell at tjmartinell.com. I guess he's written some books or something too. I don't know. Small Scale Life. If you want to chill out and learn how to grow vegetables and stuff in your backyard and be very calm and relaxed, it's basically the opposite of me. The host of the show is a friend of mine. He's way laid back and very happy with life. World Class Bullshitters. You can find those on YouTube. Entrepreneurs in Cars. Our good friend Rich. You like Rich Cooper, right? You tune into his show.
He is my brother from another mother.
My brother from another mother. You know how he's got that nice deep voice?
Yeah.
It's his beard. It
It's the
muffles
beard.
it. Yeah, if he shaved off his beard, he can kind of like this. Hey.
Wait, I got a quick thing about Rich. Like I
Yeah.
saw just kind of as an accident, I saw some of his first YouTube videos from like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that, and he looks so
No.
different. Yeah, so different.
Wait, clean shaven or just a little bit?
Just a little bit, but I mean, man, the difference is stark.
That's like Santa Claus without his beard. Yeah, I can't imagine Rich without that thing.
Go back to his 2015 and 2016 videos, and you'll see it. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I was just
No.
the difference was really, really noticeable.
That'd be like you growing a beard. I don't know what you would look like with a beard.
I'm working on it.
Hang on, let me switch. You are?
Little bit. I haven't shaved in a while. I'll send you an
A
old
while.
picture.
What you got some specks of dust. What's a while? How long did it get you to get those specks of dust?
It took me about 3 months, but I'm getting there.
Real, that didn't take you 3 months.
No,
How long did?
I last shaved on Monday, I think, or Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. I shaved before we did the last one, and then that was Tuesday, wasn't it?
Oh wow, you gotta wait. Yeah, you better take. See, they say if you take some collagen peptides, your hair and your skin will grow faster.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say. That's what is in my coffee now. Is they say I take collagen peptides. And I won't kid you. My beard did grow faster. Sometimes they're actually right about they say.
In all seriousness, well, they say I actually do have a picture of me with a full beard, but I can show you that later.
Oh God, that'd be hilarious. Non-communistsciencefiction.com, the works of Michael Kingswood. If you want to listen to and read, he has both audio and regular books at non-communist science fiction. So if you like science fiction, but you're sick of the communist science fiction, check out non-communistsciencefiction.com. And our good pal, Dr. David Perodin over at Safety PhD, the Safety Doc, if you want to learn it. Dude, you know how much money that guy is making with all these school shootings, and his specialty is safety at schools, and he's like trying to retire?
Man, right place at the right time.
He's going to face the same thing with asshole consulting. It's like, you do know that your number one driver of demand for your services, Doc, I'm pretty sure he's listening, is broken homes and the absent fathers. You do know that, Doc, right? And this is only going to be a booming economy. There's going to be such a gravitational pull. Doc, you should triple your hourly wage. If anyone comes out and hire, like I hired Clint Eastwood, the gunslinger, out of retirement, that kind of thing. I want 10 million in gold. And he could charge it. He could charge it because there's going to be more of these coming along the way because, well, we don't need fathers or masculinity in our households.
Will you do something for me real quick?
Sure.
Go to our, the group chat we have on the Hangout right now.
Yeah, hang on. Let me
click on the link. I really want your opinion on this. Like, click on the link I just sent you.
Oh, wait, our
yeah, thing. Our thing. Yeah.
Hang on. Do we have it?
What I did was I sent
here's the chat. Okay.
Yeah, I sent him a picture of me with a beard. I'm really curious what you think.
God damn it, I gotta log in.
All right. Well, if it's that much.
No, I'm logging in. I'm logging on. Fuck, I hate Google. Fuck, just go to where I want. Holy shit. Chad, because that's the look now that the girls like. You
really?
Look like, you look like Thor from the Avengers thing. You grow that back, I guarantee you girls will throw themselves at you.
What if I told you that it would be half gray or maybe more now? That's bad, right?
No. Girls dig the touch of gray, man.
Really?
Yes. Hair? Oh, yeah. Well, okay, then you dye it. Okay, look.
Well, no, I won't dye it.
You can't do anything with it until you get it, okay? So first get it, see what happens with the touch of gray, and if you don't have success, then you go and dye it. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you approve.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was funny. I mean, I'll show it to the GF. We'll see what she.
Yeah,
thinks.
I really want the GF's opinion.
She likes you though, just because you say nice things about it. Yeah,
like, well, how about this? Maybe you'll show the picture to her, and she won't even recognize it's me. So she'll
know it's you. She'll know it's me. I guarantee.
Okay.
I'll film her response and I'll send it to you. That's what I'm gonna
okay.
do. Yeah. So that's it. Anything left in the super chats?
Just a couple more.
Okay.
So the first one is from Brendan Lucero for $2. Simple question: digital marketing, yay or nay? Should he go into
Yay,
it?
yay. If you don't get a master's degree in it, go through Seth Himes, indemandcareer.com. Seth Himes, SETH, Himes, HYMES. Our good friend Nick Schulenner will testify to it. And that program that Seth has put together is not only affordable, but it's very good. And he has helped a lot of young men and women, I wouldn't say escape poverty, but certainly escape the poverty that would have been coming their way had they signed up for $100,000 debt for a marketing degree. He has people who have degrees in marketing saying this was never taught. Like this is, you have some old washed up professor from the 80s who's still talking marketing like the internet doesn't exist. So, do go Seth Himes, indemandcareer.com. Absolutely.
Okay. And he got some help from the people in the chat as well.
Cool.
So,
right.
Yeah. So for the next one, I'm not sure what this is. Joe Jones for $1.99 says price for repost of the ADHD Dahoud video. Do you know what that is? DAHUD.
No, the HUDs. Oh,
Is that one you did, or?
Yeah, I did one basically calling out all the people faking I have ADHD and Asperger's and autism. And what's his name? The Amazing Atheist. That got some sand in his vagina. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I'm just going to delete it off of YouTube so it doesn't cause no ruffles.
Oh.
So I can upload it to Daily Motion or something. But I'll that one. And there's nothing that would violate the policy, but who gives a shit? Like why bother with it? Plus I think it's all well known. People are starting to get hip to the jive about, no, you don't have ADHD. No, you don't have Asperger's. You're just faking it. Knock it off for the attention whoring. And plus, I think the Amazing Atheist just kind of blew up. He crashed and burned. I don't know if he's relevant as he was anymore, but
was he the really pudgy guy? I can't remember.
That doesn't really nail it down. There, Chad, in the world of atheists. He's very large. Yeah, he's fat. He's like your stereotypical basement dweller. He's got the beard and
I know who this is. I definitely know him. Yeah.
He is like 7 feet tall. He's like a monster. He's like just this huge fat man. And he was all about, I got this disorder, and this is the one that shoved a banana up his ass on the fucking internet.
Oh, that doesn't sound like somebody I'd want to hang out with.
No, it's one of those, I guess, train wreck channels like Chris Chan or Movie Bob. They're such train wrecks that you watch it for that, which makes them popular, which makes them continue it and shield. Like they make a lot of money, but they don't. People think they're actually listening to what they say. Where it's like, no, let's go watch the freak show. It's kind of like that. Because I got news for you. If I stuck a banana up my ass and showed it on the internet, I would be out of business. There'd be no way people would not tune in for the show. That's it. Clarey lost it. But you see, I started on I'm a sane person who has his shit together, living in the real world foot. I don't know if the likes of the Amazing Atheists or the Chris Chans of the world started off on that foot. If all of a sudden they started like getting their shit together and shaved and lost weight and no, I'm an investment, they'd lose their audience because people tune in for the train wreck, not for, hey, here's a normal guy with his life together.
Well, I'm mad at myself for missing that one.
Yeah, we all had all our first video has been us shoving vegetables and things up our asses. Look where we could be today. What's sad is I think he did make millions. I know. People don't go to the CPA seminar, Chad. They go to the freak show. That's what they want to see.
Well, Young Plop for $2 asks, opinion on the opportunities in service academies? Like what, the Army, Navy, Air Force?
I think he means more like AmeriCorps or Peace Corps.
Oh, that stuff.
No.
Don't do that.
Look, if you want a career in that, fine. Just go be a loser and expect a lifelong career of sticking your hand up, being a white collar panhandler, looking for government grants. Oh, we're going to go help the poor people in Africa. And no, you're not. You're just going to drive around, do a safari, and you're going to consume more resources than you provide back in return to the poor African economy. If you want that world, expect hairy armpitted chicks, ugly chicks, weak men, socialist, communist. I mean, genuinely worthless, dumb people.
Plus, you'll start to annoy people because if that's the only interesting thing about you, it's all you're going to talk about, and people hate that. My experience, at least, with the Peace Corps volunteers.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. I got a buddy. I can't say who. He runs into the public very much like you do. Wide cross section of the public. He says, man, every time I meet a teacher, they got to tell me 4 or 5 times that they're a fucking teacher.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I'm a teacher. Okay. And this and that, but because I'm a teacher. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I know. It's like when the kid takes a shit in the toilet for the first time. He's really proud. He shows you this turd. That's like what teachers are. They're so proud they're teachers that it's like, no, to become a teacher, to get your degree in education is a really, really, really low hurdle.
Yeah.
I'm impressed when my 2-year-old takes a shit in the toilet, of which I don't have a 2-year-old. But you coming up to me and reminding me that you're a teacher is like a 30-year-old saying I shat in the toilet. Yeah, just shut the fuck up. It's not an accomplishment. You don't have a real job. You think it's a hard job because your life has been on easy mode this entire time. You've not worked manual labor. You didn't roof. You didn't pour concrete. Please shut up with just shut up. So that's the same thing with those Peace Corps people. That's all they've done. That's all they're ever going to do. And that's all they're ever going to talk about.
That's been my experience as well. So you don't want to be like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go free travel and bang hairy chicks, go ahead. Just get a weed whacker first, cut a path. That's all I ask.
Then move to San Francisco. All right.
Lots of bleach. All right.
Charles Mack, our friend, for $3.82 says, have a great weekend, gents. I go on call this week. He just got on here. He likes being here for the whole show, but he had just gotten on because
he's got a real job. And I'm just I'm waiting. I haven't gotten that many IT questions yet. I'm waiting to get a couple IT questions before we have him on, because he wants to have an IT thing, which I'm not against, because I think we could have a good conversation about getting into the world of IT with all the listeners.
Man, I'm running out of time here.
All right, well, let's go. How much we got left?
We got 2 more.
All right, let's bang them out.
All right, so Mark Crawford for 99 cents. It didn't say anything.
Okay, cool. So, that's an easy one. What's the last one?
Last one, up till now, is called Nonstop Dre 360 for $4.99. Asks or says, I'm a 22-year-old U.S. Marine Corps veteran in my 2nd semester in college, majoring in computer science using my GI Bill. Awesome. Is this still a good degree? He just wants to know if... Yeah.
No, I mean, the economy may poop out, but that's still one of the best degrees you can get. Don't worry about that. I mean, it doesn't guarantee you a job at the end, but yeah, you're doing fine. Don't worry.
And also, is this true that the GI Bill, if he wants to go to grad school or law school, will they cover that too? I think it does.
It depends. If I understand it correctly, it's a certain amount you get. So let's say you entered the military and you already had a bachelor's degree and then you got out. Well, then you can use that GI Bill to get a master's or a doctorate.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't think it's like, oh, we're going to give you this for your bachelor's, but you don't get anything for. I think it's a number amount, and if you already have a certain amount of education, you just add on top of that.
Okay, awesome. I don't see anything else in there.
Cool. All right, let's set you free. I got to go do some errands and stuff. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you would, please go visit olderbrother.com. If you want to help out the show beyond the super chats, you certainly may go to olderbrother.com/donate, where we have a PayPal donation box. You get nothing in exchange for that. We have a Patreon donation box, of which you do actually get something in exchange for that. You get access to Sanity is the Future of Wealth. And guess who sent me some pictures of her in a bikini?
Oh, man. I think I know who did.
Our good friend Mary Jo, and then those will go behind the paywall as well. But hold off,
Plus, you'll send them to me, and then you'll put them behind the paywall.
No, I'm an asshole. I give you free advice now. Oh, she's worth it. She's worth it, Chad. She's worth it. Yep. All right. How about this? You contact her. Make a voluntary exchange. Say, I'll give you a picture of me with a beard from long ago if you send me a bikini pic.
Well,
why am I the intermediary here?
That's cool. We still got that group chat with you on it. So
yeah. All right, let's do that. So that will be behind the Patreon wall. I'm still trying to get some other gals that I know. Like, hey, just that kind of pisses me off. It's like, guys, they had their pinups in war, This is a freaking war we got going on. It just happens to be digital. Could you gals on our side send us the occasional little cheesecake? I'm not talking porn, but can you put on like a nice little, sailor outfit, something, for God's sake? Give us a reason to go live. And I'm intending on putting that behind the paywall. And then if you want to help out yourself, but still help out Cappy, there's another link at olderbrother.com/donate, and that is the Amazon affiliate link. So if you please go there first before you do any of your online shopping and click on that link first, that takes you to Amazon, and then you go browse and shop, check out and all that. And then I get a 6 to 7% commission and cut, and you do not pay anything more. It's just a commission I get sending Jeff Bezos some traffic. And that helps out. And that's the best way because it doesn't cost you. You're going to spend that money anyway. Chad, where can people find you, especially any webcam models who want to learn about setting up an LLC and the benefits of tax deductions?
Well, they need to go to legalzoom.com. No, it's elkinscpa.com. That's my website, my contact information. And also my dad and I write a book before every tax season called the Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide. And that's on Amazon, along with another book we wrote about the new tax changes for 2018.
Awesome. Any pinups on that cover yet or no?
Not yet, but my dad did tell me we're still going to continue to work on this for 2020 because I keep waiting for him to be like, okay, I'm retiring, I'm done. But
your dad's never going to retire. He needs something to do. I visited him. Have you seen their house yet?
Oh yeah, I've stayed there.
You have?
Yeah.
Because they say you never visit. They say that you've never been to Santa Fe.
I've been there twice in 3 years.
I've been there 3 times in 2.
Yeah. So they weren't just trolling me. They were like, yeah, Aaron really does visit us more than you do.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in the Super Chats. If you would please kindly forward the podcast and the links and all that other good jazz to anyone you think might be interested. That's the best way you can help for free. Chad, thanks for being on. And will you take us out correctly, please?
Toodles.